Your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. Landon Schmidt producing. We're with you for the next 3 hours and a lot to discuss. The Grizzlies, they were in action last night. It was a loss to the Charlotte Hornets. The Tigers, they're in action tonight, a rematch against FAU inside FedEx Forum. Got to talk some NFL, other news and things around college basketball and the NBA. So a ton to get into, some college football as well. Plenty to discuss over these next 3 hours. But, Brett, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well, and last night the Grizzlies got down early and really Charlotte controlled the game. That's going to help you on that over.
Yeah, no, that was it was unfortunately a no-loss situation for me last night. So I did not enjoy watching the Grizzlies lose, but yes, for the bet's sake, that one helped a lot last night.
Last night I looked at a team in Charlotte that I saw several years ago in Memphis that they're very young, very raw, still need some pieces, but they're on the ascendancy. On the other side with the Grizzlies, I saw where Charlotte has been the last few years, and I'm afraid that's where the Grizzlies are going. Yeah,
and I think last night was just not fun at all, watching from the Grizzlies' perspective, because you have the game Monday night where it was a loss, but you were really competitive on the road against the Rockets, and it was one of those games where you were leading, it was fun, you were making shots, things were clicking, and then fourth quarter you get beat by 10 and you end up losing the game by about 10 points. So kind of the story of the game. Last night, like you mentioned, you were out of it early. It looked like a lot of the guys were checked out on the court, and that's not the type of basketball that I don't think anybody enjoys, because we talked yesterday about you've probably already seen it, but you're even going to see it more moving forward the rest of the year, of kind of where Grizz fans are, of tank or want to win, want to lose games. But if you're asking me, last night was one of those games nobody enjoyed watching it. And you're right, this is a Hornets team. They're hungry, and they're going out there looking to win games. And last night it did not look like that Grizzlies team was looking to win games, and very clearly did not win that game. But Hornets, fun team to watch. I have watched a good amount of the Hornets this year, and they're a fun team to watch play.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs this year, but they're on their way up after being really down last night. I thought one of the really poor aspects to last night, there were so many, were the closeouts and just wide open looks and the effort not there. And then even though a good game offensively and defensively at times for Jaren Jackson, the technical late throwing the ball, you can't have that from a veteran player in any game. But the best aspect last night was the crowd that was there. Challenging night to get to the building. I think in the immediacy in and around what I saw around FedEx Forum, the city and the Grizzlies and FedEx Forum did a good job to try to make it safe for people to get in and out. They're to be applauded for that. It still was, as you tried to leave the building, though, side streets and even like I had to leave the building and go down to Danny Thomas and take that to St. Jude to get on the new bridge, and that was ice station 0.
Oh, yeah.
It was rough through there. Then clear as it could be all the way really back to my driveway when I got back home. And I'm going to say about 7,500, 8,000 ended up being the crowd last night. And they do not deserve to pay hard-earned money and go out and see this. And we're going to see it for a bunch of games the rest of the year from this organization that now really 2 out of the last 3 years, by February, we're done.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the difference. Watching these games of kind of the effort level. This is just, it's not a very talented team. But when you're talking about guys being checked out and just not looking like they want to be out there, that is it's hard to watch. And for people who got out there and braved the conditions last night to go out there and watch that, had to be disappointed coming away from it. And at times last night, Jeremy was really good, but he let the frustration get to him at the end And I think Tomas Isolo said it after the game last night. Just the effort was very poor, and I think he said it last week after a game or so. They just don't really have guys late in games that can really go out there and just be a guy that can go out there and score. And that's not going to change. You're getting some guys back. They will certainly help in the scoring department. But the Grizzlies just don't have the guys out there right now to kind of be where we want them to be.
And what does that sound like, Brian? What does that description you just gave of the Memphis Grizzlies, what does that sound like?
I don't know. What?
It sounds a lot like the description of the Memphis Tigers.
Oh, yeah. No, the Tigers, the similarities between the Tigers and the Grizzlies, a lot of times they kind of mirror each other. And the teams this year, I think, mirror each other in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, they do. Whether it's inept free throw shooting and now last night thin crowd because of extremely extenuating circumstances, and we're sure expecting the same tonight.
Oh yeah, no, you're going to expect another thin crowd, and certainly understandable with the conditions. But you mentioned the closeouts last night for the Grizzlies defensively. I mean, this is a Hornets team that has 3-point shooters all over the court, and you leave them that wide open, they're gonna.
They had them lined up around the circle like it was a shooting drill.
I mean, it felt like it at times. I mean, you go up and down, especially that starting lineup. Miles Bridges 4 for 7, Brandon Miller 4 for 8, LaMelo Ball 4 for 9, and then Con Knippel, who's usually lights out. He was only 2 for 5 last night, but makes 2. Moussa Diabate even stepped out and knocked down a 3. Every starter with a 3-point make last night, and then you had a couple of guys come off the bench and knock down threes. That was one of the biggest things. I mean, they go 17 for 42 from 3, shoot 40% from deep, and on the other side, Grizzlies really struggle, only 35%. And some of those guys that you really want to be knockdown shooters, Jalen Wells 0 for 3, Cam Spencer 0 for 6, KCP off the bench 0 for 3. I mean, the 3-point shooting was the difference last night in that game against the Hornets.
Okay, so along the lines, in the vein of when I asked Jason Munns, I'm going to say toward the end of the calendar year or the very beginning of the new year, and I only ask it about once or twice a year, usually kind of when the year's getting going and when you're about halfway. Does a coach like this team? Well, I think we now know emphatically that Penny does not like this team, and I think we might know that this team may not like him.
Yeah.
On the Grizzlies front, you think this team likes Tomas Isolo?
I really don't know. I have not been able to figure it out watching this team on if they like him or not. Sometimes I think they do. Sometimes I think they don't. I really can't figure it out.
Do you think he likes them?
I don't think he likes not having everybody available, and I don't think he loves the team construction, how it's built. And I think he's been very clear throughout the season about that. But I don't think he necessarily dislikes anybody on this team.
His vets have let him down. His younger players have played hard. And one player that every time he plays hard, and a week ago last Friday night in the game against, who was it last Friday? Atlanta?
Last Friday was
New Orleans. New Orleans last Friday night. I mean, for Jock Landale to have a double-double, that's just pure Dion effort.
Jock's been great this year.
And when he has a double-double strictly on effort with 1/100th of the ability of John Morant ought to sit over there and rub his elbow and be embarrassed.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jock has been the guy where nobody really knew what to expect coming in the season. He was just kind of that, you need another big, you got to have somebody, let's go out and just sign somebody. You bring in Jock Landale, and I think he has really made the most of this opportunity and has given the Grizzlies unbelievable minutes, and especially this season with Zach Edey in and out of the lineup. They have really needed him. But yeah, we've talked about these young guys. They've been out there competing. It's just these guys aren't ready yet to kind of be that go-to guy in the fourth quarter when you need a couple baskets.
That's right.
They're just not there yet, and
that's for your max players to do.
Sure, and they really don't have that right now, and
no, they don't. They don't.
It doesn't feel like they're going to get them. Like you said, with John Morant is just never out there, and then Jaren, you got to give him credit for being out there. I mean, he has been very durable and has been in the lineup. But Jaren, and the problem really is, like, even if Jaren wanted to be the go-to guy and give me the ball and I'll make something happen, like, all these teams know he's the guy because you're throwing out there Cedric Coward and Jalen Wells and Cam Spencer. Like, everyone knows, Jaren's getting the ball, and so these teams. I think Jaren's even talked about this a little bit. These teams defensively are scheming around Jaren Jackson Jr., so it makes it 2 times, 3 times as hard for him to really get going late in the games when kind of everybody knows he's going to be the guy that's the go-to guy.
Right, you know where I and we sit in kind of the press box at FedEx Forum. It's in that western end zone. The end zone to our back and floor down would be the plaza. So last night I went down even the row below me and got on the far end where I could look at the bench, where I could see the bench area, because I wanted to go full conspiracist doctor.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the same Saturday night. I'm going to take my binoculars with me Saturday night where I can really look closely. Yeah. Last night it looked to me like a fairly tight-fitting top, warm-up jacket type vest that John Morant had on.
Okay.
I could not see a wrap of any type under said left injured UCL elbow.
Yeah.
I could not. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying it did not stand out to where I could see it, but I am blind and I was a long way from it.
Well, that's why you're taking your binoculars.
That's why I'm taking my binoculars Saturday night. Where I can look closer. And if they want to refute this, fine. Show us the MRIs.
Sure.
Show the wrap on it. I would also say this. Would you think anybody's got that strained elbow that you can high five with strained elbow?
I don't know. I've never had a strained elbow, so I don't know.
But would you think if you had a badly injured elbow, you would be able to high five with and clown on the bench with that elbow?
Probably not. I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know.
Well, he was able to.
Yeah.
I don't think he's hurt. I don't think that's a surprise. If they want to prove me wrong, show me medical evidence.
Sure, yeah. And if he is injured, I'm sure they certainly.
I don't think that's any big violation of HIPAA, is it?
I mean, no.
We're not talking about a brain tumor or anything, are we?
No. I mean, trade deadline's around the corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he's injured, whatever. If he's not injured, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised either way. I do think he probably is. Has some sort of injury. I'm not going to act like I'm a doctor, play doctor.
No, I am.
But
I'm going to act like.
Well, look, I can't even play a doctor. Like, you can do a good job, Brett, of playing doctor, especially being there. Like, you can. Well, I can't. I mean, I just watch it on TV. So I would not be the good doctor.
How much did TV show him in the bench area?
They didn't show him a ton. Obviously, I mean, when they went to timeouts and stuff like that, he was getting up and you could see him. But it wasn't very often that they were just going and purposefully going to the bench and showing him on TV.
Thoughts and prayers for Ja's elbow.
Yeah, no, definitely is. And again, like we talked about yesterday, I don't think he'll get traded by the trade deadline. So I think
big one tonight.
For the Tigers, a huge one tonight against FAU. Try to get some revenge and get the win back after losing down in Boca. Gonna be tough, but hey, they're favored tonight, so we'll make picks here in a little bit for Tiger
I think
Bankroll.
with today's warming and sunshine, it will be easier to get to the building. I'm not saying easy, but I do. Sure. I do applaud the city and FedEx Forum and the Grizzlies and everybody for as good as they could get it last night.
Yeah, no, and obviously when they look at the schedule and see Grizzlies and then the next night Tigers, they get out there and try to make it as doable as they can. So definitely shouts out to them for getting out there and
challenging for them because
sure.
I think they go tonight. Grizzlies Saturday, Tigers Sunday, Grizzlies Monday.
That's right. Yeah. So
that's rough. That's hard.
Yeah, it's not easy at all. So it's going to be a lot going on downtown. But yeah, it's a big one for the Tigers. After what we saw in those 2 road games, getting back home I think is much needed. But last time they played this FAU team, while it was a road game, I mean they were just punked. I mean there's no other way to say it, and that cannot happen tonight at home.
I'm about one more running into somebody I know and like at FedEx Forum that works there. And again, as I described it, a lot of those people that do that work there. Some are it's a retirement job.
Mm-hmm, sure.
But some of the younger people, that's a second, maybe sometime even a third job. A different person than the nice young lady I saw last Friday night that was telling me that at her apartment complex, no heat.
Yeah.
A different person last night. I said, "Well, you staying warm?" She said, "No, I'm not." She said, "The heat's out and can't get the property manager to return my call." I'm about running into one more person till we start calling names on property managers and apartment complexes.
No, that's insane.
Get people's heat on.
Yeah, no, that is insane. So hopefully,
she said it's 40 in her house.
I believe it with how cold it is outside, and that is just awful. I cannot even imagine that. So definitely, thoughts and prayers out to those people being affected by still all this winter weather that we've had blow through. But we've got a busy show, so let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, we'll talk Tigers and FAU tonight. We'll also get to Tiger Bankroll right now. Tigers a 1.5-point favorite over the Owls, a game where the Tigers lost on the road earlier this month. We'll see if things are different tonight inside FedEx Forum. We'll talk all about it in our next segment. 3:45, we'll talk some NFLs. We're getting closer and closer to Super Bowl week, but a lot of talk off the field with some hirings, some potential hirings. I guess we've got the Pro Bowl coming up soon. I haven't heard one word about the Pro Bowl. I think it's next Actually, we looked it up earlier. It's like midweek this year. It's like a Tuesday night. They're going to be playing flag football somewhere.
Y'all got it covered for me?
No. I
watched TGL before I watched the Pro Bowl.
We'll have somebody cover it. It ain't going to be me. I'm telling you, on a Tuesday night when I can choose from NBA, college basketball, other things, I ain't watching the Pro Bowl. I'm sorry. I love the NFL. I ain't watching flag football on a Tuesday night. But, hey, good for them. But we got a lot of...
Last time you went to a flag football game, do you know?
Last time I went to a flag football game, I went to one. I got a little cousin that plays flag football. I went to one of his games last year. So that was probably about a year ago. I went to a flag football game. I actually they didn't have anybody on the chains. I was the chain gang for the flag football game. I didn't want to be the chain.
Got pushed into duty.
Sure did. His father walked up to me like 2 minutes before the game started. He said, "Hey, can you get on the chains for us?" I was like, "Are you asking? Or are you telling me?"
Nudge on some of the spots.
Oh yeah. I don't remember if they won or not, but yeah, they were getting the benefit of the doubt all morning. But we'll talk some NFL at 3:45, 4 o'clock. Keith Smith from Spot Track and the Front Office Show. He'll join us. Talk the NBA. A ton to get to in the NBA. Obviously, a week away from the NBA trade deadline. The Grizzlies. What do they do? Do they make any movements before the deadline? And then the big news yesterday: Giannis Antetokounmpo. Does he get moved before the deadline in a week? Plenty to discuss with Keith Smith at 4 o'clock. 4:30, we'll talk some college basketball. Lighter night last night, but definitely some interesting results. An even lighter night tonight in terms of the power conferences. But some good games tonight around college basketball. Plenty to discuss at 4:30. 4:45, big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Greg Gaston. He'll join us to talk Tigers. A lot of Tiger basketball talk at 5 o'clock with Greg Gaston. 5:30, we'll get to what's trending. And at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. The floor model and spa sale is going on right now at Family Leisure. It's time to make room. Deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges. Been dreaming about a new spa? Now is the time to buy. Spas as low as $99 a month. Over $1,000 in free upgrades with every spa purchased. $8,000 spas, only $159 a month with free LED lights and waterfall on most models. Head out there to Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
We are Sportstime. We're live and we're local and we're with you until 6 o'clock. We want you to be a part of our show by texting or calling the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line at 901-360-8255. We're always from our Family Leisure Studios He's Bryant. I'm Brett. Our producer is Landon Schmidt. And this hour is brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis. They're at 2600 Ridgeway, and they're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2026 models and always special leasing options. Driving luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and that makes for the safe luxury driving experience. Safe is really critical right now, isn't it? Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is the Grizzlies in that loss last night, a 112-97 loss against the Charlotte Hornets. A Charlotte Hornets team that has been in a rebuild for a while, but they've got some fun young players, and they even have some older guys that stepped up last night. Miles Bridges, 20 points for him. 4 for 7. Brandon Miller, 26 points. LaMelo, 16. But it was Moussa Diabate who stole the show. 18 points, 19 rebounds. He was just awesome on the glass all night for the Hornets, and it kind of goes back to what the one of the big problems for this Grizzlies team has been all year. The rebounding department has been an issue. A big reason for that has been Zach Edey and his unavailability throughout the season with these injuries. But last night, the Grizzlies had no answers for the Charlotte Hornets. 43 total rebounds, 17 made three-pointer, shot nearly 50% from the field as a team. And on the other side, the Grizzlies struggled. Shot 46% from the field. Jaren Jackson Jr. had 26 points, but outside him, Cedric Howard, 17, and Jalen Wells, 6. Jock Landale did have 10. Cam Spencer, only 4 points, 1 for 8 from the field. Didn't get a ton from the bench. Another nice game from G.G. Jackson, but the rebounding department got out-rebounded 43-29. Moussa Diabate's on my fantasy team, so I couldn't be mad at Moussa last night because I needed a big game.
You came up wins everywhere last night.
It wasn't fun. I was sitting there, I was hate watching, but at the same time, I was kind of, Charlotte was helping me out a little bit. Cash is king. But yeah, that wasn't fun. When we talk about, and it's hard because when you talk about tanking, you want to lose. But you don't want to lose like that. Like, give me losses like we saw against the Rockets.
No, that was very dispiriting.
That was really bad last night, and I feel like we're going to get a lot more of it. We're going to get more of those games last night than we get of what we saw Monday or wins the rest of the season, I'm afraid.
I felt sorry for the paying customer.
It was bad.
I really did.
It was bad.
Leaving, and people leaving with me, I thought, I hate this for you. That's my top story. Rock blanking bottom for the Grizzlies last night. No, not just for this year. We're at the lowest point, in my opinion, in franchise history, and it's going to go lower. When you have to deal the face of the franchise, your first international star, superstar, whatever you want to call him, it's going to get worse. It's a team that's quit. It's a coach that's incompetent. It's a sophomore, unqualified front office. It's a complete divorce from your franchise player, the owner in a ghoulish international scandal, and ran out of the building on a challenging night to get to the building for everybody. Rock slap bottom for this franchise.
The other thing about it too, Brett, it was the Hornets, right? Like if everything was the same last night, but it was the Denver Nuggets on the other side, like, it's okay. Like,
Oklahoma City.
Sure, like, okay.
Minnesota coming up this weekend.
Like, hey, you just didn't play well. You didn't look like you cared, but, that's a good team. It's because it was the Charlotte Hornets on the other side. Even if they're getting better, we still have that idea of the Charlotte Hornets. They're still just that was their 20th win of the season. That's not a good Charlotte team.
And every time I've gone to a game in the NBA that these two, the Memphis Grizzlies, play the Charlotte Hornets, and I've probably been 15 times in the 25 years. They come once a year.
Yeah.
So 12 times during the course of the year. I always think, I saw these two teams play in the World Football League out at the fairgrounds.
You did? Wow.
The Charlotte Hornets against the Memphis Grizzlies, and I swear that night was better than watching that whatever I saw last night.
You know, Brett, I believe that. That does not surprise me in the slightest.
Not top story of the day.
My not top story of the day is the Tigers in action tonight, back at home against Florida Atlantic. This is a game we've already seen once this season down in Boca Raton. At the end of the day, FAU just outright punked the Tigers. They were the more physical team. They were the more aggressive team. They won the hustle categories. They out-rebound the Tigers by 17 rebounds. They had something like, I don't have it in front of me, but 14 offensive rebounds that they turned into 19 second chance points. I mean, those are just categories where when you lose like that, you're going to lose the game, and that cannot happen tonight. It's one thing for that to happen down in Boca and their little gym that sits 1,000 people, but for that to happen in a home game for the Tigers after these last two losses on the road would not be a good thing. I hope we see better effort tonight from this Tigers team. We just talked so much about effort with the Grizzlies. Want to see better effort from this Tigers team tonight, because that was something that was questioned in both those road games last week. The game against FAU on the road, right now a 1.5-point favorite, but they're going to have to play a lot better tonight at home than they played down at FAU, because that was even a game they shot the ball fine. They made 12 threes, shot like 46% from the field. I mean, it was a good shooting performance. It was just pretty much everything else they got obliterated by FAU. That can't happen tonight, and we'll see what this Tigers team looks like. Maybe getting back home can build some confidence, but a win tonight will go a long way.
We're on the same wavelength today, Bryant, and why not with things going on around town? My not top story, Crossroads game, fork in the road game, as must win for a Tigers game that I can ever remember. Yeah, I know we've had big games, the 1 versus 2 and Final Four games, NCAA tournaments, but they didn't have, I think, the repercussions out of a loss that this one has tonight. I think this is that type of game for the first time since late in the Larry Finch years. We knew Tick Price was out, and with the stuff that went on off the court, we knew he was out. Josh, Tubby even, I don't think it ever got to this point where it's that big, that one game is that big, and I think it is tonight. We've had big games, but tonight has that must-win component about it, unlike any that I can remember a long time. We're deep into the 8th year of the savior of the program. Deep into the 8th year of the savior. Plenty of patience has been around Penny Hardaway. A loss tonight, that patience goes to indifference.
Yeah, no, tonight feels like a really, really, really big one for the Tigers. 7 o'clock down at FedEx Forum against FAU. Out of top and not top story of the day. Let's get to our first break, and when we return, we'll talk more about the game tonight at FedEx Forum between the Tigers and the Owls. We'll do that next on Sportstime.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey everybody, nothing like getting into a new All-Star Chevy Silverado to start the new year in drive. Every new 2026 Chevy Silverado you could want is right here in Olive Branch. January deals that add up to thousands in savings and financing as low as 1.9. Because hey, your good credit deserves it. Military and first responders, you get an extra $500 bonus. And if you've been looking for that new 2026 Traverse with a third row seat, they're here in Olive Branch. For the best selection of barely driven certified Chevys, All-Star is spot on. Suburbans, a nice Yukon, and so many Silverados. Come check out this huge selection of All-Star certified Chevys and the hottest pre-owned vehicles here in Olive Branch. And if you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Together, let's drive. Don't miss the Start the New Year in Drive event going on right now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Room's got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
NST has been taking down insurance giants for over 35 years. Big firm power with hometown heart? Yeah, they don't play. It's that combination that has helped them win billions for their clients. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000.
You'll drive with peace of mind in your new Kia from Bobby J today at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Get sporty style driving in 2025 Kia K4 LXS. $196 a month. Yeah, $196 a month for Kia K4 LXS. Or take your pick. 2025 Kia Sorento LX or $2297 a month for your choice. Kia Sorento LX or Kia Sportage Hybrid LX. All 24-month lease $39.95 due at signing. Plus, peace of mind with Kia's 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today at Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
K4 SC 207-583, MSRP 24,375. Sorento SG 405-837. Sportage TS 271-780, MSRP 31,865. Includes all rebates and incentives 895 PF plus finance through KFA. Excludes tax title license with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/2/2026.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. More traffic volume in the last few minutes than it has been the last couple of days around this time on 240, especially trying to get 240 on the 385 Billmores Parkway going outbound. It's already starting to build out towards Collierville. It looks like it's got a little bit heavier going outbound on Sam Cooper up by Perkins. Valentine's Day is going to be here in the next couple of weeks, so hurry on over right now to Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk the Tigers as they're back in action tonight against Florida Atlantic. A 1.5-point favorite. The Tigers are later tonight, a game that is the second game between these two teams this season. Earlier this month, January 11th, Memphis went down to Boca Raton to face off against FAU, a 89-78 loss for the Tigers, so they will look to avenge that loss. They will look to bounce back after back-to-back road losses last week, so a lot on the line tonight for this Tigers team.
It is against an FAU team that sits in right now listed as in third, but it's 6-2 with three other teams. So 4 teams are 6-2 in the league, and one of those FAU wins, of course, as you said, against Memphis, down in that little gym with that Final Four banner hanging. And Brian, I go back to that early evening game, that game of I do think if that turns into a win instead of that heartbreaking loss and the dust up in the bench area and the aggravation that Coach had, and I don't blame him. And heck, I'd have thrown more than a water bottle. I'd have thrown. Yeah. They'd have carried me out of there, bound and gagged. I don't blame him at all about that. I do think the rest of the Penny Hardaway years at Memphis would have been different. I know we use unlocked a lot. I think they would have handled their second-round game against Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah.
I don't know that they would have beat Tennessee. I don't any more than somebody can tell me that they know that Tennessee would have beat Memphis. I don't know, but I know what that week would have done. I know what the build-up to that game, and then a win.
Sure.
Beat Rick Barnes in Tennessee to to go to the Elite Eight, and then I don't know what would happen in that Elite Eight game, but it was a really good team.
Yeah, it was.
And had that loss, and it made FAU, and it's kind of set the course for where we are today.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to give credit to FAU. Obviously, after that season, that Final Four season, they were able to bring back all those guys, and then obviously the year after that, everything disbanded, and all those guys went other places. But I think they have absolutely aced this hire with John Jacobs. I think he is a really solid coach they brought in from Baylor. So they were able to really build off that Final Four run. And
this is not his last coaching stop.
No. Absolutely
next
not.
stop for him. Yeah, big job.
No, I think he's well on his way. I think he's a really, really talented coach, and so I mean they've capitalized on it, and I think you're right. I think Memphis would have been able to capitalize on that as well. Now the thing that I think is always the question is when you're talking about a brand new roster every year, I mean you're always going to have the chance of something like this happening.
It's a roulette wheel.
Yeah, no matter what you do in postseason play, if you're replacing so many guys.
Hey, let me buy the 17.
Sure, but I do
no idea.
I do think part of it, if you're saying, hey, instead of FAU go on that Final Four run, just for example's sake, Memphis went on that Final Four run. I do fully believe that the year after that, this year, I do think when they go out into the transfer portal and they are promoting their brand, they're saying, we went to the Final Four just a couple years ago, come be a part of something special.
And you can sell being close.
Exactly.
I've lived in seen we're this close, and a lot's being accomplished with Ole Miss football.
Absolutely, and so it's not just Penny Hardaway, it's not just Memphis. If you can go out there and sell, we went to the Final Four, we went to the Sweet 16, we went to the Elite Eight. Well, that's a lot easier to go and get guys out of the transfer portal or go get recruits than saying, we don't really have a lot of success in postseason.
And we're this close. Where it really helps is you go to your money people.
Absolutely.
And then they invest, and then you go out in the marketplace, and it helps you with your talent acquisition. Every time I see a highlight of Naquan Tomlin, and there was a great one from last night, how last year it ended up just a break or two. The Hunter injury, a break or two during the game with the injury against Colorado State.
Yeah. I mean,
and Brian, and it's going to be done so much next week with the Patriots, and with the Patriots, now with Drake May in his first one, we'll go back to Brady in his first one with all the news around Parcells.
Yeah.
If it's not far, Tuck rule, and then Brady getting hurt against Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship game, and Drew Bledsoe having good moments, good snaps, good minutes. If it were basketball, winning that, the whole Patriot thing may have never happened. But because as great as we associate with Belichick now, he had never won anything up till then.
Yeah. I've heard some people, very few, but some people that have tried to make the argument for him not getting in first ballot. People pointing to no Tom Brady. What does he do? I mean,
I heard, who was it making the case, and it was not being ugly. It was just stating the facts. And Belichick up to that point had been that great potential guy. Oh, one of these days. Well, back to that word, and it gets overused, and I'm using it twice in the same segment. It got unlocked.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm bringing it around to Coach Penny Hardaway, that a couple of things, and look where we would be sitting. We would not be at this fork in the road moment that we are definitely in for tonight's game.
Yeah, and it sets up for a big one. And before we go any further, I do want to give out some tickets. If you do want to get out tonight and get down to the game, we've got a 4-pack of tickets. I'll even throw in a parking pass.
These are great seats and great parking passes.
They're great seats, and yes, a great parking pass. Make it a little easier for you tonight, braving the conditions. We'll go first caller, Sissy's Log Cabin listener line, 901-360-8255. You're the first caller. 4 tickets and a parking pass to Memphis versus FAU
Thank you,
tonight.
Sissy's Log
Yes,
Cabin.
no, we really appreciate Sissy's Log Cabin. But kind of going back to what we've been talking about with not only this game, but this conference, and you brought it up with the standings, we talk about all this, back-to-back losses. You've lost this team already once before. But you get a win here tonight. You beat Tulane in another home game on Sunday. And then at some point, you got to win some road games. But the Tigers are not completely out of it. We were talking about them, yesterday being in 7th place. But the way that this conference is, it feels like any single day, anybody can win or anybody can lose. And, we went from yesterday having, there was like 7 teams with 2 losses in the conference to now today you've got 1, 2, 3, still 4. I think 1 loss last night. And then you've got a whole big group of teams with 3 losses. Like, the Tigers are not out of it by any means in this conference, but you got to go out there and win games. You can't continue to lose these games and get even further and further back from where you are right now.
I want to reference the really good job at the Tigers basketball game notes and sports information department there. Good job. I want to give them credit. I'm attribution. I'm using their nugget. Memphis is looking to start 4-0 in conference play for the 2nd straight year. The last time the Tigers did that in consecutive season, 2011-12 and 2012-2013.
Interesting.
So in all this dour sky falling, to paraphrase Coach, you have that. And 2 good weeks can really change your slotting in the American. Also, 2 bad weeks, and we're talking about those preferred seeds. When we've been talking about you just have to get that to try to win that tournament in Birmingham and get that automatic qualifying bid that goes to the conference tournament champion. Brian, if you don't, the very real specter of it going the other way, the fork in the road, the crossroad moment, Tigers fall to a 7 or 8 seed, and Darian and I went over this last week. You play on Wednesday. That's not winning 4 games in 4 days.
Yeah.
That's winning 4 games in 5 days.
Yeah, the way it's set up
that's
now,
5 games in 5 days.
Yeah, the way it's set up now, you have to get one of those top 2 seeds. You don't
5
get
games in 5 days.
That's impossible. I don't care who you are. That is impossible. Very few teams can go out there and win 5 games.
Didn't UConn do it one time in the Big East?
I'm sure they did. And hey, very rare. There are very few teams that can go out there and win 5 games in 5 days. And this Tigers team isn't one of them. I'll just go ahead and say that. If they're playing 5 games in 5 days, they're not winning.
Let's say the Tigers fell to 7.
Okay.
That sure could happen.
Yeah, it definitely could. They were just 7th. Yeah, I don't know what it looks like today, but yesterday they were 7th.
Today.
Yeah.
So let's say they're 7th. They would play the 10 seed at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night in Birmingham.
Wow.
You win that, you play at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock the next night.
Wow.
You would play the 6th seed at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. You win that one, you play at 2 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Then you get into Saturday, the semis. Wow. If you're that seed all the way out, you would play at 4 on Saturday. And reinforcements would be there. The cavalry would arrive.
Sure,
Tiger fans would arrive by that point. They sure would. Mm-hmm. And then on Sunday, the final at 2:15, right before they hand the bracket over.
That's right, yeah. Your spot will already be selected for you by that point in the bracket. But hopefully we don't get to that point. Hopefully you can start turning things around.
Tonight's critical.
Tonight would go a long way against Florida Atlantic. We need to make our picks before we get to a break.
All right.
1.5. Is that what we're playing off of?
We're playing off Memphis favored 1.5, right?
Yep, it's moving, but 1.5 cool. We can play.
We'll go real time. What is it?
It's now Memphis minus 2.5.
Okay, we'll go real time.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that.
No, I didn't either until I just pulled it up.
I wish I hadn't said we'll go because it's going to look like I'm fudging it because I'm taking FAU.
Yeah,
I can't take the Tigers. In fact, I'm taking FAU. I lead at 11.75. I'm 8-11 on the year. Brian, you're 12-7 with the money. I've had 2 good licks, and that's really got me there. You're at 10.95, 12-7. Landon 7-12, 25 for me tonight. FAU plus the 2.5.
Landon.
No, you're second with the money.
I forgot. Yeah. We're going in order.
Don't try to pass
this
this off on me, man.
I based on what I saw in the first game. Now, Florida Atlantic has really struggled on the road. They have not been a great road team. They've been really, really good at home. But based on what I saw in that first game, rebounding was a big issue. They were blocking shots left and right. They just wanted it more, and I feel like they're going to try to do that again tonight. And I don't know how the Tigers are going to respond. So give me Florida Atlantic plus that 2.5. I'll take them for $20.
Well, I guess that leaves me. I don't feel confident with the Tigers, so I'm going to go with the group lock here on Florida Atlantic, and I'll do it for 50.
All right, you're going out there.
50 on FAU. I'm trying to – the group locks this year on Tiger Bankroll, we are 1-1.
Okay.
The first one was we all had the Tigers against Vegas. Ugh.
Yikes.
On the Hug It Out, son.
Yeah, it sure was.
And then winter, we all had the Tigers against Alabama State, getting there by a half point.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see what happens tonight if we get that over.
But 2 points, 88-67, 21. Tigers favored 19.5. And that was one of my two big licks.
That's right. Yeah, it sure was. That was one you put a bunch of money on that one.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the group lock comes through tonight. Hopefully it doesn't come through. Hopefully we're not talking about FAU covering tonight. We're talking about a big Tiger win tomorrow afternoon. But we need to get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk the NFL. That's next on Sports Time.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways, Mexican with a twist.
Trade up and drive into 2026 for less at Landers Ford in Collierville. New 2025 Ford F-150, $11,750 off MSRP or 3.9 APR financing for 72 months. We're making room for incoming new Fords with our best offers right here in the new year. It's our 2026 trade-up event. We're paying top dollar. You could even lower your payments. Shop one of the largest selections of new Fords at the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums. That's the Landers Ford difference. Get started now with our Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. Don't wait. The best new Fords with the biggest savings will sell fast. Landers Ford in Collierville.
As reported on Ford's 2025 Total New Vehicle Sales Report, Memphis Market. Example, 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, stock number 25D0751. MSRP $62,450. Ford package discount $2,000. Ford retail bonus cash $32.50. Ford customer cash $2,000. Landers savings $4,500. Sale price $50,700. With approved credit from Ford Credit. Minimum monthly payment of $1,560 per thousand financed, regardless of down payment. Price tax, title license, and $695 processing fee. See dealer for complete details. Offer ends 2/2/26.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Your Memphis Tiger men's basketball team returns to FedEx Forum for an American Conference matchup Thursday, January 29th at 7 o'clock as the Tigers collide with the Florida Atlantic Owls. Wear blue, show your Tiger spirit, and pack out the Forum as Coach Hardaway and his team host a pivotal conference game. Get your tickets now by visiting GoTigersGo.com/tickets for more information and to grab your seats today. Go Tigers Go!
Happy New Year, Mr. McNate. Hey, what's up over there at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown?
What's up is the payments are down.
What you talking about, Marty McNate?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. How about take your pick, Randy, for $299 a month. 2025 Jetta Sport or 2025 Volkswagen Taos S. Your choice, $299 a month.
Jetta Sport or Taos S, $299 a month.
And that's not all, Randy. How about 3 rows of seats? More room for all kinds of adventure in a 2025 Atlas SEL. $499 a month or get $7,000 off MSRP. Come see me, Marty McNate, at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com. And remember, your future is what you make of it.
That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown or online, GossettVWG.com.
All 36-month lease, Jetta SM104-280, MSRP 26,426, Taos SM06162, MSRP 27,011, Atlas SC 53,9735, MSRP 51,546, includes all rebates and incentives, PFA 95, excludes tax, non-license, approved credit, CD, for details, offer valid through month dealers.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we got a couple minutes left in our first hour. We need to talk the NFL as we're nearly a week away from the Super Bowl. We know the 2 teams in it, Seahawks and the Patriots. Pro Bowl, they'll have it at some point. I don't know. I really don't know what the Pro Bowl is anymore, and I don't know when it's played or how it's done.
They have a hot dog eating contest.
Sometimes, I think. I don't know. I really don't know what they do, but we were talking about it earlier. Landon and I were, and Landon was like, yeah, I guess the Pro Bowl's this weekend, and I was like, yeah, I guess so. I looked it up, just see what time it was, and I was like, no, it's on Tuesday. It's like Tuesday at like 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what we're doing now at the Pro Bowl. But good for them,
Yes,
I guess.
so.
I won't be
They'll
watching.
do it without me.
Yeah, I won't be watching. Landon, you got it covered for us? You gonna watch the Pro Bowl?
Nobody's got it covered.
Travis Kelce's gonna be in it. He hadn't been able to be in it a lot in his career.
That changes nothing.
Because he's been in Super Bowls, but I guess he'll be there. Shador Sanders might be out there. He's
supposed to. He got in.
He's reserved.
Don't next week we still don't we still need to check with Todd Lebo next week?
Yeah, no, I think
yes.
Honestly,
Mr. February on our show.
I think this is the year to talk to Todd Lebo.
I do too. I do too, Bryant.
I mean,
just what it's like.
What's going on?
The downer.
Yeah, I mean, what is Kansas? I would love
Nothing
to know.
lasts forever.
Like, no, it really doesn't. And
Will Mahomes get back? I think he will.
I think he will.
I think he'll have similar to Brady.
Sure.
There were out years for Brady.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, there definitely were. But I mean, it's got to be a much different feeling thinking about the future right now than it was a year ago for Kansas City. So yeah, I
sure
definitely think we need to talk to Todd Lee. But I did see this in terms of the NFL. An NFL anonymous poll. Brett, you know how much I love my anonymous polls.
I mean, I'm trying to get every vote out there disclosed, and now we have an anonymous poll.
Anonymous poll, but it's not as much who's voting, but I do think
I'm going to double down on my public polling.
Yeah.
I think all these talks, hash outs, presentations for all these halls of fame, all should be broadcast.
Ooh, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Like, I do think they're like, I know it would be great in terms of like, you could see how everyone's talking about it and how everyone's voting and all of that. You'd have the record of that. But like, I do think there are people that would be interested in watching what is going on in those presentations and in those conversations and would find them really interesting. I don't know if I'm one of those people.
It's like at the baseball panel, if we could go back, justify why you didn't vote for Willie Mays.
Yeah. No, that would be
fun. Do that with a straight face.
That would be really fun. A lot of the guys from previous eras that I.
So anonymous poll. I'm ready for these results.
All right. Should the tush push be banned? Yes or no?
I say no.
Landon, would you like to vote in our anonymous players?
I'm still saying no.
Well, y'all would be in the majority. 83.8% of the anonymous players that were polled said they would not ban the push.
I want pitchy play, college, pro, across football. I want it banned. But after, I'm going to say you can have 3 laterals. And then after that, that's it, because you're leaving guys. Star Jones for Georgia, one of the hits he took on the pitchy play at the Sugar Bowl right in front of me, man, that guy got torn in half.
No, it can get dangerous out there on that play. I mean, guys just running around, throwing their bodies around, throwing
never
the ball
works,
around.
and it's goofy. It's not football.
It is, and so 83.8%.
Push is football.
Said
It's
no.
line of
That's
scrimmage
right.
football.
Yeah, and now a lot of people. There was 16.3% that said no. A lot of those people citing officiating.
I wish we could officiate it correctly.
And that was one that went back and forth. A lot of comments on the officiating and kind of how you get that down. But a lot of people said if you eliminate the tush push, you get to a very slippery slope where now we're asking what is a quarterback sneak, what's not a quarterback sneak, how do you justify those type of plays? It said only 2 people that were that said yes, it should be banned, cited safety concerns. I know that's been something that a lot of people have wanted to point at in terms of banning the
safety concerns when we get ready to go to 18 games.
That's right. Yeah,
please.
Yeah. That's exactly right. All right, next question. Do you like the new kickoff rules, yes or no?
Hate it.
Okay,
Hate them.
So you're in the no, Landon?
They've made it more
Go
physical.
back to college.
The tackle box, the impact zone has gotten smaller and just as lethal.
Yeah. Well, y'all went from both being in the majority to being opposed to the majority.
That's where I love to be. I love being in the minority.
You are now in the
On any vote.
minority. 27.3% of those polled said they do not like the new rules.
I would be the guy. And there's always one, maybe female center. I love in any Senate vote the 99-1.
Mm-hmm.
I love
the
one.
Oh, yeah, the one, just standing there by themselves. A lot of people talking about the opportunity for big plays. I don't know about that, but 72.7% saying yes, they like the new kickoff rules. Now here's some interesting ones that I don't think y'all can vote on. So I'll just run through these real quick. Has a fan ever confronted you or contacted you about their sports betting loss or fantasy football loss? 70.5% said yes. And
my favorite is when somebody, you need to tell so-and-so, you need to tell Lane Kiffin.
I'm definitely not telling Lane Kiffin.
That's what I'm really going to use my capital conversation with. Hey, Lane, I ran into somebody I don't even know that was mad that you didn't cover.
Yeah, no, I do love that visual of you doing your post-game interview with Lane Kiffin, and then after, hey, great job, Coach. Hey, by the way, someone wanted me to tell
Anonymous dude in the Grove.
That's right. Wanted me to tell you that you lost him $20 on a bet.
Yeah.
But some of the quotes really disturbing. Oh man, yeah, it would be bad. The look is. I don't even know if I'm worried about the look. I don't know what would happen to you. Do you bet on other sports? Only 10.7% of players said that they bet on other sports, basketball being the most popular.
I bet that's higher.
I bet it is higher, and people just didn't want to say it. And then only 6% said yes on do you play fantasy football. 94% said
I don't. I used to, and I loved it, but I don't anymore.
I play. I'm not great at it, but I play. A lot of injuries happen to my teams. And then the final question, have you ever tried to hide concussion symptoms from a doctor? Only 19.5% said yes. I think that one is much higher.
Don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that one at all.
I have.
Categorically don't.
Yeah, I know you have. But
and they all will because they want to stay on that field.
Yep.
And to be 20 or 25 or 28.
Absolutely.
You're not worried about MS or Parkinson's or ALS or anything neurological at 60 then.
Yeah, they just got 19.5% super honest guys that were like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I've lied. All the other guys were like, no, I would never lie. And the whole time, we know they lied.
I've seen guys that didn't know what sideline to go to. Oh, I'm fine. Give me my helmet.
No, absolutely.
No. You didn't know what sideline to go to.
No, we're taking your helmet away from you, and you're not going anywhere. Yes, keep pointing to yourself, Landon. You have a camera on you.
Me.
We all see that you're pointing to yourself. And that you were that person. So yes,
see, we're like that room should be. Here we are.
So yeah,
we're
right here. You can see us. Now here's the difference: is I'm not gonna tell on myself like Landon is by pointing. I was like, yeah, I was the one that was doing
that. I've got nothing to hide.
No, you have nothing to hide. But we need to wrap up this first hour, get to a break, and when we return, we're talking the NBA. Keith Smith from Spot Track and the Front Office Show. He joins us next on Sportstime.
What's wrong, Buckaroo?
Buckaroo?
I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to say. You look a little down.
I just realized I didn't get a present from my Aunt Doraline.
And you thought Buckaroo sounded weird. I know what you can get her.
I know what you're thinking. I should get her a Central Barbecue gift card.
Well, yes, Central Barbecue gift cards are the perfect gift, even a late one.
I'm pretty sure I gave her a Central Barbecue gift card last year.
And now she's due for another one. Seriously, you know she's already used the one from last year.
That's true.
Doraline.
Buckaroo.
It's a family name.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This traffic report brought to you by City Center Liquor just off Highway 70 in Lakeland. Local, friendly, and always fully stocked. For a 5% discount, tell them Sports 56 sent you.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. More traffic volume in the last few minutes than it has been the last couple of days around this time on 240, especially trying to get 240 on the 385 Billmore Parkway going outbound. It's already starting to build now towards Collierville. It looks like it's got a little bit heavier going outbound on Sam Cooper up by Perkins. Valentine's Day is going to be here in the next couple of weeks, so hurry on over right now to Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden, weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our second hour on this Thursday afternoon. We got to talk the NBA, and we do it at this time every single week with Keith Smith.
Time to talk NBA with Keith Smith from Spot Rack and the Front Office Show, and on Twitter X at Keith Smith NBA. Here's Keith Smith talking basketball with Bryant and Brett.
Keith Smith joins us now from Spot Track and the Front Office Show to talk the NBA. Keith, we are 1 week away from the NBA trade deadline. I don't need to ask you how many weeks we're out now. I got it down. We're a week away, and it feels like a lot could or could not happen in the next week leading to the trade deadline. I guess let's start with the big news from yesterday. Giannis Antetokounmpo ready for a move, and now Milwaukee going to listen to offers. What did you make of that announcement yesterday, and do you believe that he will be moved for the deadline, or do you think this is something that will stretch into the offseason?
Yeah, I think where it feels more real than ever that we're here with Giannis getting traded. It feels less like potential and more of a whether it happens in the next week or it happens in the summertime. I don't know that we're going to see much more of Giannis with the Bucks. I think we're finally at a point where everybody, him and the Bucks, they all kind of realize, all right, it's time to move in a different direction here. So as far as when, it's interesting. I was talking to teams over the last day or so, and they were saying some believe this could happen somewhat quickly because that would give the Bucks the chance to then kind of do what else they need to do. So whether that is move Miles Turner, move Kyle Kuzma, like other guys like that, if they wanted to do that. And then there are others who said that there are teams that are motivated to try to get something done sooner rather than later because those teams don't want it going to the summertime when the market will open wider. You'll have more teams that can get involved in the summer than can get involved now. So some teams are motivated to get something done sooner rather than later. So I don't know that changes things. It's a big salary. The Bucks want a lot back for him. I tend to think this is probably more something in the summertime, but we have seen some major players move over the last couple of deadlines, so maybe Giannis is the next one.
If Giannis is dealt in the next week, he's a perfect fit in a lot of places, but what's the best perfect fit for him?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the two places where he would absolutely fit best seem to have very little interest in trading for him, or at least they're saying no, which is San Antonio and Houston. If you could give me Giannis in between Alperen Şengün and Kevin Durant in my front court, let's go. I'm ready to go there, assuming if you could keep Şengün, and even if you couldn't, all right, well, we'll figure it out anyway. And if it's San Antonio, you put him alongside Victor Wembanyama, all right, let's have at it. But I think, those are the two where it really stands out. There's a lot of constructions where it makes a lot of sense for him on the Knicks. I've seen some mention, even a team like the Lakers down the line or the Warriors could try to go all in to get him. Like you said, he's a pretty good fit a lot of places. A lot of teams, he's not quite as plug and play as a guy like Kevin Durant, for example, who you could fit in just anywhere because he's just, going to do his thing as an offensive player. Giannis, you're going to have to tweak your system, but he's still good enough that you happily do that and move along.
Keith, the next question is almost perfunctory. It's almost my player question, like the Brad Stevens question that you finally just browbeat me into. Don't ask that again. So I got to ask it. I think this would be the last year I ever get to or will ask it. LeBron dealt trade deadline?
I don't think so. It's interesting because I think, here's the big thing. LeBron has the no-trade clause. So there got to be very few places he would be willing to even go to play. I do think we're in his last year with the Lakers, whether that is retirement after or LeBron moves on to another team this summer in this offseason. Keep an eye on him maybe going back to Cleveland. There's a lot of buzz about him, finishing out with one more year with the Cavs. But as far as trade-wise, I don't think we're going to see him get traded.
Yeah, yesterday, and I know there was all kind of the around of could this be the last time we see him in Cleveland, but last night felt different, him in Cleveland. Kind of felt like maybe you could see that one more year, go to Cleveland and kind of end it all with the Cavaliers. And then besides that, not even just the LeBron game, and Bronny got in there and had some points, but I feel like I've watched a lot of Cavaliers basketball games. Last night was the first time I've ever learned about their court and how it's raised because of Luka and his ankle. Like, what in the world is up with that?
Yeah, Richard Jefferson explained it on the broadcast where he talked about there's a flaw within the arena design that they have to have it raised. Now, he didn't get into specifics, but I've heard that same thing. And a year ago, Drew Smith, who plays for the Miami Heat, who had just returned from a torn Achilles, had a very similar thing where he slipped actually on a piece of paper and then fell off the side of the court and tore his ACL. And it was just, it's one of those things where I've heard a lot of guys ask, there was a game, handful of years back where a player was chasing a loose ball and you could tell, first game there, had no idea for the drop-off. It went crashing off the edge of the court, on the corner of the court. It seems to be one of those things where, you got a billionaire who owns the team and the arena. Get it fixed.
Yeah.
This is unsafe, and I don't know why the NBA continues to just say, yeah, this is fine. It's a 10-inch drop-off from the edge of the court to the next level down, which is just, that's ridiculous.
That's insane.
That's getting into Vandy territory.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that is a drop-off. And now Luka's now questionable for Friday night after he took a tumble off the edge of the court last night. So that's, I just don't know how that can happen. That's insane.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, not good at all. Going to the Grizzlies, we had a guest yesterday. I will repeat the question we asked him. A lot going on the court.
Keith knows Brian well.
It was Brian Geltziler that was with us yesterday. A lot going on the court, a lot going on off the court. What is the biggest story with the Memphis Grizzlies at this current moment?
At this current moment, it's kind of quiet.
It is quiet.
We had all the John Morant stuff going on, recently, and then that seemed to be kind of cooled off. I think this latest injury, of course, doesn't help that either, because it's probably going to be a bit before we see him play. So I think that's part of it, but that never really kind of went anywhere trade-wise. The Jaren Jackson Jr. stuff was kind of floated out there, but that almost seemed like that's in connection if John Morant is traded. So things are just kind of quiet. It's I hate to put it this way, but it's a team that's not very good, just kind of going through their season. And they're, unfortunately, they've had a lot of injuries. I wish, we could talk more about Cedric Howard playing really well and having a nice rookie season, and Cam Spencer and Jalen Wells being kind of revelations. And hopefully we get Zach Edey back on the court, and at least you have some of the fun young guys to talk about. But, for right now, it's just been just kind of a team. I don't want to say they're going through the motions, because they're not. They're still playing hard, but it's just a limited team that's just not very good.
Yeah.
Keith, why do you think the Hunter Brook Pablo Torre podcast story about Robert Pera and may possibly a connection with Ubiquity equipment being used in the Ukraine war, why do you think it has been segregated to just out there kind of in the interwebs world? Why no ESPN? Why no Athletic? Why no New York Times, Washington Post, LA Times, Chicago Sun-Times? Why hadn't it broken into that?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I don't really know the answer to that. My guess is it's probably a combination of some of these outlets have tried to, for lack of a better term, and it's one I really, actively hate, but they've tried to stick to sports. I think some outlets are trying to be, this is where people go to escape the things that are happening in the real world. And, to be completely honest, in my opinion, there's a lot of awful things that are happening in the real world right now that are, really tough to swallow. And I think they're trying to provide a place for people to get away from that. That could be part of it. I think there's also some sense of, hey, if we start digging in on this guy, you're going to have 20, 30, 40, 50 more people that it's going to say, hey, you better look into this one too. I think, when the big lesson I've learned over the years is you start digging into a lot of these billionaires, where their money is coming from and how they're making it. You're eventually going to find some stuff you probably don't like and don't agree with, and that's why I think that there's some level of, hey, we're going to let this be a niche story over here, and then we'll kind of we'll do our thing on this side.
Mm-hmm. So to John Morant, you mentioned it. It was the biggest story in the NBA, and now nobody really talking about it. Obviously, him being out with another injury has played a role in that. Do you think that John Morant will still be a Memphis Grizzly past the trade deadline next week?
I do. It's just getting harder and harder to find a landing spot, for him. And if it was going to be a team that was going to take him on, they're going to have to obviously deal with the elbow injury that he's got right now, and that's kind of a weird spot for basketball players because it's not a very common injury that we see in basketball. So we don't have a ton of history on how long he'll be out and those kind of things. You have a long, lengthy injury history beyond that. The contract, like we've talked about previously, is fairly large. So we're in a spot where I do think you add all that up, and not a lot of teams need point guards right now. That I think you're going to see him, stick it out with the Grizzlies here at least into the summertime, and then we'll probably have some level of reevaluation, especially as other teams make their moves, and maybe somebody comes up needing a point guard in Memphis. Says, all right, let's go. Maybe the Grizzlies turn to, this just isn't going to work with this group, and we need to rebuild. But for now, I think we see him still on the Grizzlies a week from now.
Same question, Jaren Jackson, a week from now.
Yeah, same thing. I think, talking to teams about Jaren Jackson Jr., it's not about him as a player. He's somebody that just about everybody likes. But the only knock you ever get on him is he just doesn't rebound for a guy who's as big as he is, and that's about the only complaint you get. But what you get when you take it away from on court is his salary's $35 million this year and jumps to $49 million next year. He's essentially on a max contract moving forward, and that's something where talking to teams that gets tough. And there were the rumors of maybe the Celtics, and I'd heard the Celtics were interested, but I had heard that was a long time ago before it was, all right, do we really want to have three max guys on the roster at once? And that's something that teams are having to be very, very cautious of. Is if you're going to go to that level, you better be certain that you're going to be a title contender with them. And I think that's just the only thing that is giving teams pause on Jaren Jackson Jr. is just the size of the contract.
Since you mentioned the Celtics this week, Jason Tatum made news and invoked Memphis, and I think he was looking for an example, and I thought he got an app when what he said I thought was 100% accurate. If what he's doing in Boston, if it was being done in Memphis, even without a title, he would be honored. His sneakers would be bronzed. Heck, we made Tony Allen into a town cult hero.
Yeah, I mean, it's, the thing I love in the NBA with the range of teams with long histories, short histories, and you have a team like Boston where, if you're being mentioned with some of the guys, you start showing up on some of the lists of accomplishments and the like, you've really done something because of, what the franchise history has been with the Celtics. The Lakers are in the same boat, the handful of other teams. And then you have, teams like Memphis who has a much shorter history, but guys can emerge as these guys who mean so much. I love that group with Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, and Zach Randolph, and Tony Allen means so much to the people in Memphis because that's great too, right? It's amazing that that we can kind of have a sport where in a relatively equal playing field with 30 teams. It's just the way we consume things and the players we lift up are different. I think that's we're really cool. But I mean, Jason Tatum he's 100% right. I mean, it's as the guys always tell him is they some of the vets had told him and Jaylen Brown, like, hey, you can talk to us when you hang a banner, and then when you hang a banner, what we're going to tell you is go get the next one. And a guy like Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, those guys said, if we never did that, we never went and got the next one. So we can't really talk to McHale and Bird and Parrish because we never got the next one. And McHale and Bird and Parrish said it was hard at times for them to talk to guys like Havlicek and Bill Russell and Bob Cousy because they didn't hang as many as they did. And it's just, that's the bar that the franchise has set is, you want to do something really special, you better get at least one. But if you really want to be remembered, you better get more than that.
And worth noting, Tony Allen got one in Boston.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, big part of that team with the Celtics. And then, it was moved on after that. But yeah, he was a big part of that team.
Could he make layups in Boston because he couldn't in Memphis?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who remember Tony Allen's Celtics time from trying to highlight dunk after a whistle where he ended up with a pretty bad injury, and that was not not the kind of thing you want to be remembered for.
Keith, you mentioned the Celtic argument. I'm not being patronizing you. I've said it with you on or off with us. All right, you got the Celtic argument that Jason Tatum's in the middle of, and then you got the writ large Boston argument. I think as a city, Mount Rushmore, a top 4 or top 5, that's the hardest list in sports to crack through on.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there. There are certainly some others I think that could, challenge them, but it's up there. And I mean, part of it is they've had 4 franchises that have had a lot of success. Most of my life growing up, that didn't include the Red Sox or the Patriots. The Patriots were the laughingstock of the NFL for a very long time. When I was a kid, my dad and I still laugh about just wanting them to go 7-9 so they didn't lose 10 games in a season, and then multiple years where they were in the running for the first pick in the draft, and then they'd go and win 2 or 3 games at the end of the year, and those would be the only ones they won and took themselves out. And then the Red Sox, we all know the history there. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot. It is funny though. I was, of course, I'm extremely excited because my Patriots are back in the Super Bowl, and I had a good friend of mine who also works in the media be like, you know what? No one wants to hear it. Like, get out of here with that. And and it's totally fair, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be excited.
No, I don't blame you. And for the younger generation, Ted Williams is more than just the tunnel.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my favorite Ted Williams thing ever is people who actually know what they're talking about this stuff. He's generally regarded as one of the greatest hitters who ever lived. But they say the people who know what they're talking about say he was one of the greatest fighter pilots who ever lived and one of the greatest fly fishermen who ever lived. And if you're the greatest in any one thing, like I would like to be the greatest in my house in something, and I'm not. And so it's it really is remarkable that to be widely considered by those who know what they're talking about that you're the greatest in 3 separate things, but what they all have in common, really good hand-eye coordination. And that is the stories about Ted Williams where they would put messages on the baseball and zip them in there at 90 miles per hour, and you'd read what it was. It's just absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, and every year, I mean, it was a rite of springtime. I'm going to say an early March show on the American Sportsman with Kurt Gowdy, Mr. Boston announcer, fly fishing with Ted Williams, and now I don't know how many different takes they did, but heck, I could go to the boat show and reach in those tanks and not pull out fish as fast as he was catching fish, out in Montana.
Yeah, 100%, and never mind trying to put me behind the instruments of a plane. Forget that. I got no chance with that one.
No.
You should see me driving in our ice and snow these last few days.
No kidding.
Yeah. I was nervous for you guys. I was I have friends up in that area as well, and I get a couple who are still pretty well buried in their homes and can't get out, and they're and thankfully they still have power, which is good. But it's
29 for you guys Saturday night in Orlando. Get ready, Keith. You've got to have a fireplace going.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be chilly down here, and it's it's funny because we get a lot of crap when we complain about it being cold, but as we try to explain to people, our houses are built to keep heat out and keep the cold in, and when it gets cold, it gets a little bit rough, but there won't be any of the wet stuff and the ice on the ground, so we'll make it through just fine.
Absolutely. Keith, last thing real quick, with trade deadline next week, any guys on the Grizzlies to keep an eye on? Maybe I know there's been some rumors about Santi Aldama. I know you've mentioned KCP. Anybody that you think this Grizzlies team could move before the deadline next week?
Yeah, those are probably the guys I would think, unless they, just start looking at like, we're going to do just kind of a straight salary move to get off of John Conchar or Brandon Clark or something like that. Their roster is kind of funny right now because it's guys who are hurt or guys who are on really good contracts, but they're not going to trade. And that's why, there is to some extent, I'm sure it's frustrating for fans to say, hey, hurry up and wait till next year. But that's kind of where we're at. It's, let's get some of these guys healthy. I know we've had that conversation before, but let's get these guys healthy. And then the bones of a really good team are there. It's just, let's get these guys on the court. So that's why I really don't think it's going to be a very active trade deadline for Memphis. I think they're probably going to more or less sit it out unless something really surprising, comes flying out of nowhere.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be pretty quiet here in Memphis. But Keith, as always, thanks so much for joining us. We'll do it again next week.
And Keith, next week, we'll want a Super Bowl prediction from you.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, you'll get one, and you'll know which way it'll be going. Too,
I think I know where you're going.
You got it.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keith Smith with us from Spot Track and the Front Office Show on the NBA every Thursday. And, yeah, he's glad to be back there.
Oh, yeah.
I think tomorrow morning with Greg and Eli will be Stephen Gostkowski.
That's right, yeah.
And he's in town to do a fundraiser for the baseball program, right?
That's right, yes. That is exactly right.
That's great.
So that'll be a lot of fun. I don't know. I know they've had to change it a little bit. I don't know what that event's going to look like now with all the conditions, but he's supposed to be in town at that event, so hopefully everything's able to go on as planned and should be a lot of fun. I know he's going to be a lot of fun to listen to tomorrow morning with Greg and Eli.
It sure will be, and for him, with the great career he had, he's second best kicker all time in the city of Boston.
Yeah, no, I mean it's incredible.
Vinatieri.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. He's had such a good he had such a good NFL career, but hey, when you got Vinatieri up there, he is hard to top. So, but he's one of the best, and I'm definitely looking forward to listening to that tomorrow morning.
That Boston sports list, that's something, isn't it?
Man, they've got it going, and yeah, I mean you mentioned the Jason Tatum comment, and I know that was a little controversial with a lot of Memphis people of how they took it.
Truth hurts, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was even necessarily a dig. I think that's a guy that has spent a lot of time here in Memphis, and so I think he was just looking for a different franchise that wasn't Boston to reference, and Memphis is one that's probably on his mind a lot, and so he just used Memphis, and he was absolutely right about it. If he had the same career he has had in Boston, in Memphis, there'd already be a statue of him.
We'd name Poplar after
it would, and should. I mean,
yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't think it was a dig at all. I had no problem with what he said.
And I sure thought we were headed that way some sweet day with Ja.
Yeah.
And now here we are, rock bottom for me with the franchise. I know everybody's starting to get out a little more, and everybody's wanting to get out a little more. And keep Jim's Place Grill in mind. They had a great crowd last night. A little short-staffed. Everybody's a little short-staffed. Everybody's a little short on supplies, too, because of transportation issues. Just everybody be patient and be great to the servers and wait staff and everybody that's getting out and working in this and trying to make you feel like your life's back to normal a little bit over 100 years of ice storms and charcoal grill steaks at Jim's Place, and celebrations and family time and lasting great memories. And tomorrow at 5, they present for our listeners, they present Jason Munns from The Commercial Appeal on all things Tigers basketball. And Jason will be on that beat tonight and will be with us tomorrow at 5, presented by Jim's Place Grill. Lunch hours Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner hours Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Every steak grilled perfectly over an open flame. Come to Jim's and taste and see and feel the difference. The lunch menu, the staples like the shrimp cocktail, the crab cakes, the cheeseburgers, the tortilla soup, the chili, the souffle ma, all homemade. The salad dressings, all homemade. Everything homemade. Dinner, the calamari, the soups, the seafood, and those steaks, ribeyes, strips, and fillets, and good times and great bar area, all at Jim's Place Grill in Collierville.
Well, let's get to another break. When we return, a lot of college basketball action last night, some good games tonight, a lot of SEC action the last couple of nights. When we return, we're talking some college hoops. That's next on Sports Time.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
What's wrong, Buckaroo?
Buckaroo.
I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to say. You look a little down.
I just realized I didn't get a present for my Aunt Doraline.
And you thought Buckaroo sounded weird. I know what you can get her.
I know what you're thinking. I should get her a Central Barbecue gift card.
Well, yes, Central Barbecue gift cards are the perfect gift, even a late one.
I'm pretty sure I gave her a Central Barbecue gift card last year.
And now she's due for another one. Seriously. You know she's already used the one from last year.
That's true.
Doraline.
Buckaroo.
It's a family name.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at codesdispensary.com. That's codesdispensary.com.
Your Memphis Tiger men's basketball team returns home for an American Conference matchup Sunday, February 1st at 2 o'clock as the Tigers welcome Tulane to FedEx Forum. It will be our Wear Black game, and the first 2,500 fans through the doors will receive a free rally towel. Get your tickets now by visiting GoTigersGo.com/tickets for more information or to grab your seats today. Go Tigers Go!
Hi, it's the Herd. I'll say it up front. I don't usually endorse supplements. I'm kind of skeptical by nature. Most promise shortcuts. Anybody who's done real work knows shortcuts fail. But I like M-Drive. Every morning, I put that protein powder in my coffee. It's practical. Discipline, routine, showing up daily, respecting what your body still does at your age. Here's the reality. You're still competitive. You're working. Energy dips. Weight comes on easier. Burning it off gets harder. Me and you. That's not motivation. That's biology. Bodies change. M-Drive Boost and Burn was built for that. Supports steady energy, healthy metabolism, fat burning, so effort actually counts. No hype. M-Drive's been around for almost 20 years. High quality, clinically tested ingredients. They make their supplement in America. It fits my routine, consistent and simple. You can find M-Drive Boost and Burn at Sprouts, on Amazon, or at mdriveformen.com. Taking care of your health matters. Check out mdriveformen.com. Don't put it off. M-Drive for men who still show up.
This traffic report brought to you by City Center Liquor just off Highway 70 in Lakeland. Local, friendly, and always fully stocked. For a 5% discount, tell them Sports 56 sent you.
Sports 56 traffic.
Well, good afternoon. A couple of accidents in their clearing stages. Still a little bit rough on some of the routes south of Memphis, down in certain parts of North Mississippi. It's been rough going at times on some of these back roads out here. We're hoping some of this stuff will melt sooner than later the next couple of days, make things a little bit easier on some of these back roads. Again, be careful. That's going to freeze over again tonight. Hey, Valentine's Day is going to be here in 2 weeks, so stop by right now and shop local at Weimer's Jewelry, conveniently located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in.
We're back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some college hoops. And last night, a little bit of a thinner night around college basketball. Tonight, even thinner in terms of top 25 matchups, power conference matchups. But last night, we did have a handful of SEC games. And the one interesting one, and if you haven't seen it, you're avoiding it because the end of that Georgia-Tennessee game was strange.
Explain that.
Yeah, explain it. I think I just don't think he knew where he was. That's former UTSA guard Smurf Milner, who sent the game into overtime with a layup, and then down 3 with just seconds left on the clock.
He just took the 2.
He went for another layup, got it, and they end up losing by 1 point when they were down by 3. And Tennessee wasn't fouling. I mean, they could have very easily could have thrown up a 3 and just had no idea. Clock had no ideas. I don't know what. Obviously, didn't know something. I don't know if it was clock or if it was score. But he and everybody knew it the second he knew it. The second it went through the basket. That was just weird. You don't see.
What did that game go off at? What was the point spread?
I'm glad you asked. Tennessee minus 1.5.
Ooh.
Yep. So I mean, you're Tennessee better. I mean, you were right there.
Gaming,
and then
it can be cruel.
For it to end like that with a nothing layup at the end of the game, just crazy.
There was no need in doing.
No,
I mean,
no.
You got to get a 3 in there, don't you?
Got to. And that was the thing. And the commentators were kind of they're kind of dumbfounded. They didn't really know what to say. And then Georgia calls a timeout, and they were like, well, I mean, you don't have enough time to really do anything. So
and
it was
in this
really
climate, a lot of people dubious.
Oh yeah, no, that's a really good point. And so it didn't seem. I mean, you can't even. I don't even really know anymore. But it just kind of felt like it was just a blunder there. But now Tennessee looks up, back-to-back wins. Now you got that win last week, on Saturday against Alabama. Now a win in overtime against Georgia. Feels like they're starting to figure some things out. The freshman Nate Ament, he's playing a lot better. Feels like he's coming into his own. Out there, so I think this Tennessee team they're starting to play a lot better. I think.
Bryant, I never get very far, and I'm not even going to make it this year with not being critical of baseball. I make that new season resolution every year, and it lasts.
I'm excited for this year's.
Maybe the 10th of May. Usually,
this one could be the all-timer. I mean,
I'm not even going to try.
Okay, good.
I'm not even making it.
Good.
No. The resolution this year is to enjoy this season. As much as I can, to consume it, to go as often as I can, to really enjoy it, because this is it for a while.
That's right.
Maybe it for a long, long time.
Yeah, it could be.
Could come back to something that we hardly recognize,
That's right.
or radically change. And if it's not going to be radically changed, why go through this dance?
Yeah. You're right. It's going to be a while.
I mean, this is the time to really take the medicine.
Exactly. That's right. No, it is. And we've talked about it. It's a laundry list of things that you need to go ahead. You just need to sit down and figure out before you even get back to playing anything.
I'm going to relish. I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to rip Manfred every opportunity I get.
As you should.
Just out of anywhere on a slow day in July.
Yep.
I'll turn it into that because it's despicable.
Yep.
But I made a college basketball resolution this year, and I've kept it pretty good till now. I said I was not going to seriously look at bracketology or the net, and I still really haven't on bracketology. But I took a gander at the net today. Really first time to go through it and see where everybody's ranked.
All right.
I would have never dreamed the Tigers would be playing Florida Atlantic on January 29th, and Florida Atlantic's net would be better than the Tigers, but their net is 92.
Yeah.
And the Tigers 120.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not. I mean, it's almost 30 spots better than where the Tigers are sitting at right now. I mean, it's hard to believe. I know. I think UAB just took a loss. UAB wasn't. I accidentally clicked on the net a couple days ago, and at that time, Memphis was like, I think they're 5th right now. I think they might have been 6th in the American in net. So yeah, no, the net not looking good for the Tigers right now.
No, it's not. Last year was a Tiger net anomaly, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was. I don't even really remember the net last year. But
the Tigers' net was much worse than the seed.
No, this year is not an anomaly at all. It is team's not very good. The net reflects that. But yeah, I have not. You know me, Brett. I'm not a huge net guy.
No,
I have not.
You haven't been. That's true.
I'm not a huge net fan. But
good net or bad net, you haven't been much on it.
It just doesn't do anything for me.
Right? Do you remember a week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago, I inferred to someone in the NIL budget world, could LSU be writing off men's basketball?
Yeah.
We know the football monster. We know they're the baseball monster. We know they're Coach Mulkey and the women's basketball monster. I think the answer is yes. They're writing off basketball, men's basketball.
Yeah, it's just it's been really bad, and it felt like when they went out and got Matt McMahon, he was doing a really nice job at Murray State before that, but he's come in and just he has not been the answer. He's not been able to get it done. And now you look at what they've done in the SEC. Only one SEC win right now against Missouri at home. Another loss last night against Mississippi State, where Mississippi State has not been very good this year. And LSU
didn't compete.
They weren't even competitive. I mean, it didn't even show up. There were 2 games last night in the SEC where teams didn't show up. It was
South
LSU
Carolina.
and South Carolina. I mean, neither of those teams showed up last night.
When I first saw the South Carolina score last night, I'm at the Grizzlies game. Probably need my binoculars to see where I'm looking at this. I'm showing Saturday with my binoculars. I am.
Good.
I looked down. I couldn't kind of compute the score differential. It was so wide.
Yeah, no, it was insane. I mean, it was never close, and even
my brain was frozen.
Oh yeah, well, and even the final score. I think South Carolina scored a couple of baskets towards the end. I mean, it was just an all-out blowout.
Get doubled.
Yeah, I mean, they got Olivier Rio in there, the big 7'9" fella or however tall he is. I mean, they got everybody out there playing last night, and this.
Well, I bet he's never been on the front row of a picture.
No, certainly not. You get in the back,
way back.
We'll have to. Well, the cameraman's gonna have to stand back to make sure you get in there. But yeah, this South Carolina team, they're kind of in the same boat as LSU, where now on the campus of LSU, a lot of things going well, multiple sports having some success, but South Carolina, women's basketball is doing a really nice job. Haven't been as competitive in all those other sports.
That's right.
But both those teams bottom dwellers right now in the SEC and when it comes to basketball.
I think people are having real budget economics. Can we do this debates inside departments?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And certainly, I mean, I think LSU is really the one to look at when you are looking at everything that you're trying to split up money for and trying to give money to. Somebody's got to be the odd man out, and especially at LSU with the success they have in, like you said, in baseball and some of those other sports. It feels like basketball is kind of the last spot and the last sport to get a lot of stuff. And yeah, I mean, Saturday, look, you get an award if you're watching South Carolina and LSU on Saturday. That's all I'm going to say, because I will not be tuning into that game. That is a game I'm going to stay far away from.
Now, the SEC, by no means are they the only one, but they're close to the top of, it just means more, of 3 or 4 sports mattering.
Sure.
Would that be right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
because there's some places that don't even play baseball.
That's right. Yeah.
And there are other places that really aren't that committed to women's sports. A lot of places aren't that committed to football.
Sure. Yeah. No, you're right. And so, I mean, the SEC is certainly different in that state. I mean, obviously with football and with basketball and with baseball, I mean, those are certainly 3 sports that they take extremely seriously. And so, yeah, it makes it tough on these departments.
All right. Now, let's generalize, and I know that can be dangerous to generalize, but quickly. I just have the AP top 10 out in men's college basketball right now.
Okay.
Arizona, how many sports do you think they're really serious about?
2.
2.5.
Yeah, sure. 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
2.
2.5
No decimal points.
No,
You're right.
Please, no plus or minuses and no decimal points.
Man,
please.
I did that. I agree. 2. UConn.
I would say 2, and it's men's and women's basketball.
That's it.
Yeah.
Michigan.
2 or so. I'd say about 2. Yeah.
All right, let's go wild and say 3.
Sure, why not?
So, no, let's don't. Let's say 2. Okay. So we've got 2 so far.
That's right.
Duke.
Duke is it's 2, I would say.
I would too. Nebraska.
I would say 2,
maybe 3, and maybe volleyball.
Yeah, well, that's why volleyball's certainly in there. Football's in there, and I guess now basketball they've certainly rallied around. So yeah,
Gonzaga.
I'd say 3. Gonzaga's 1.
I would agree. Michigan State. Argument made. How serious are they about football?
Yeah, I was about to say. I'll give them 2, but I mean, it's certainly basketball's number 1.
All right, we don't have to go any further. The point being, it's where a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And to think we can do 4, I just I don't think that is serious.
Yeah, no, it would be very tough to do.
There's just not that much money going around.
There's not, and so yeah, you gotta pick and choose, and you're seeing it, and not every school it's 1 and 2 football and basketball. I mean, we just went through a couple of those scores. I should say football and men's basketball. Like there are a couple schools up there at the top that would not be that.
I know somebody probably could text in right now. Oh, y'all don't realize the Arizona budget for men and women's golf.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Y'all know what we're talking about.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what any of the budgets are for any of these schools, but no, I think you can. I think you can look at these programs and see where a lot of the money's going. And yeah, I think LSU is one of those rare schools that are trying to be ultra competitive in way more sports. I mean, you look at football. You look at baseball, you look at women's basketball, you look at gymnastics, I mean, there's a lot that they're trying to do down there at LSU.
Track and field, men's and women's.
Absolutely. I mean,
and when we talk about being serious about it, we're talking for coaching budget, for travel budget, diet, nutrition, everything that goes into a sport that matters.
No, that's exactly right. And so, yeah, I mean, it does not surprise me when I look at the basketball program and see them really, really struggling. And you kind of look at their roster, and, it kind of looks like a roster that isn't one of the more serious programs in the SEC.
And this is not sour grapes. I have not violated that, and I won't. No. They have a head coach now, and he was the same way at Ole Miss. He wants every budget dollar for him.
And I can't blame him. I can't blame him at all.
On his door it says head football coach. Right. It doesn't say I have to care about everything else.
No, he's trying to put together the best team he can put on the field. So I can't blame him for that at all.
This hour brought to you every day by Landers Ford in Collierville, where you can trade up and drive into 2026 for less at Landers Ford in Collierville. The new 2025 Ford F-150, $11,750 off MSRP or 3.9 APR financing for 72 months. They're making room for incoming new Fords with their best offers right now to start this new year. We're a month in, and they're continuing these great deals. It's their 2026 trade-up event. Trade and save. They're paying top dollar at Landers Ford in Collierville with $11,750 off new F-150s and more for your trade. All these trucks that are getting around in this bad weather, they're getting around a lot easier than anybody in a sedan. You could even lower your payments at Landers Ford. Shop one of the largest selection of new Fords at the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis at Landers Ford in Collierville. The price you see, that's the price you pay. No hidden addendums, no fine print. That's the Landers Ford difference. Big, bold print. Get started now with their Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. Don't wait. The best new Fords with the biggest savings, they're going to sell fast. Give them a call to schedule your test drive. The remainder of today or first thing tomorrow morning. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Cleanliness is next to impossible unless you call High-Low Commercial Services. For 15 years, High-Low's dedicated team has been cleaning offices throughout the Mid-South. High-Low's janitorial services are customized to your business. Clean once, quarterly, or ongoing, and get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. High-Low Commercial Services, the biggest and the best in the Mid-South. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That's MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
Injured in an accident?
NST is the way to go. Call 68370.
For more than 35 years, NST Injury Law has been fighting for Memphis families. When insurance companies try to delay, deny, or underpay, NST steps in to fight back. No fees unless you win.
NST is the way to go. Call 68370. They've got the fight, they've got the heart.
NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Fun, exciting, friendly, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs. 24 taps for all your beers, including $3 domestic and $5 craft pints on Mondays. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 happy hour. Music bingo Tuesdays. Daily specials and online ordering. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Highway 70. Check Facebook for daily specials and weekend music at the Owner's Box.
Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy. What up, big guy? I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, Brett, my big number comes from actually FedEx Forum last night and the Charlotte Hornets and their win last night. The big number is 6. In January, the Hornets have won by 27 at Oklahoma City, by 55 at Utah, by 18 at the Lakers, by 23 at Denver, by 27 at Orlando, and then last night by 15 points at Memphis. The 6 road wins by 15 or more points ties the 2001-2002 Lakers team in January and the 2011-2012 Heat team in February for the most in a month in NBA history. So 6 road wins by 15 or more points in one single month. Those two teams have something in common. Both of them won the title. I do not believe the Hornets are going to win the title this year, but they're in good company.
But if they do win the title, that'll be an easy W for you in the season over.
W for me, and I think Musa Diabate would give me more good weeks in fantasy if they do go on to win the NBA Finals. Yes.
Look how hot the Grizzlies have gotten some teams. Atlanta 4 in a row.
No kidding.
That they were just here last week. New Orleans playing a little better.
Yeah, no, they are, and a lot of these teams, they've got young guys and they've put together young cores. I mean, you mentioned Atlanta, who could be an active team at the deadline. They've got some young guys that they could try to move or try to build around, whichever way they want to go. Obviously, Charlotte last night with a lot of young guys. New Orleans, they got those 2 lottery picks last year that they're trying to get work in and move in the right way and try to kind of figure out what that era is going to look like in New Orleans. So I mean,
Memphis, the get well team.
I guess so. I mean, you play them and you feel pretty good, and I guess that means a couple teams they'll see here in the next couple days. Maybe that means something good for them. Minnesota, Sacramento, Portland. Portland could use some good good karma for them. So maybe they need to see the Grizzlies.
My big number is 12. We were talking about Boston sports heroes. I think TB12 would be way up there on a Boston list, don't you?
No, absolutely. They would be.
He might be number one. Great argument. But 12, my big number is 12, as in TB 12. It's going to be the Patriots' 12th Super Bowl appearance ever. They already had the record. That just adds to it. Mm-hmm. If they should win on Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 60, that would make them 7-5 in Super Bowls.
Huh.
Would that make them, like if we did the all-time rankings like I do and we do for others, would that make them the all-time NFL team? Pittsburgh 6-2 in Super Bowls. Dallas 5-3. If they won and got to 7-5, that would be 2 different head coaches to win it, 2 different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And after we'd kind of written them off, thought we were done with them for a while.
That's right. Yeah, it's weird because you just listed a couple teams where the greatest parts of their franchise is in the past, and for
Right.
Really, mainly both of them. I know Pittsburgh has won it, but it's been a lot of years in the past.
Right. In Dallas?
Certainly Dallas. It's been a long time.
The Dolphins?
Dolphins, sure. Like, a lot of those, it's
Washington?
Yeah, it's the rich history that we talk about.
Uh-huh.
With New England, it's not as much rich history. It's like yesterday. It's like
They're
all
kind of
the
like
success
UConn in
happened.
college basketball,
Yeah,
like I've
that's a
said
really
Miami
good-
in college football.
That's a really good
They
comparison.
kicked the door down.
Yeah, they've just kind of come in and have made their name fairly recently. And so, I mean, they're certainly in the conversation if they win another. I mean, you can't even argue. If they win the Super Bowl next week, they're absolutely in that conversation.
Drake May will be the fourth different quarterback to start a Super Bowl for the Patriots. Their first one was Tony Eason in the 85 Bears at the Dome that January of 86. They almost killed him. Alabama. Poor Tony Eason. I saw him battered in Bears' last game by Alabama in person at the fairgrounds, and then what the Bears did to him. He started the first one. Tony Eason got the start that day for Raymond Berry, head coach Raymond Berry, Hall of Famer. Then Drew Bledsoe in the loss with Parcells coaching against Green Bay, and Tom Brady and all those Super Bowls. Third different coach to make a Super Bowl appearance for the Patriots with Raymond Berry. It would be the fourth. Raymond Berry, Parcells, Belichick, and now Vrabel.
Yeah, wow. How about that? So, yeah, I mean, I would say they're absolutely in the conversation if they win next week. Now, right now, I didn't even know what the line was for the Super Bowl until I just looked earlier this afternoon. Seattle, 4.5-point favorite over the New England Patriots. So we'll see.
Early thoughts?
I like Seattle. I like Seattle a lot, which probably means go to the other side and take New England, and New England's going to win.
I like Seattle, and I am checking now. You know, I've had a good feeling the last 2 years. Called overtime 2 years ago, and a snoozer last year.
That's right.
I'm looking now because I don't know. Has there ever been a shutout in a Super Bowl? That's what I'm thinking.
Really? That would be that'd be crazy. I wish I could put some money. I would love to put some money on, and I guess I could put money on a running back to be the MVP. I want to put some money on Kenneth Walker to be MVP of the Super Bowl. That'd be fun. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
Never been a shutout. Never been a goose egg.
Okay, so maybe we get that this
The
year.
Rams only 3 against New England, down in Atlanta just a few years ago.
Yeah, that's right. So maybe that's your
That's
your
a bold
prediction.
pick, isn't it?
That's a bold pick, Brett. But hey, you can't spell Brett without bold.
Super Bowl Sunday shutout.
I wouldn't be for it because I want a fun Super Bowl.
And unlike my history of making overtime predictions, I've never made that prediction.
No, that's right. That's right. So
Maybe I start this one and go with it for a while
like
until I
it.
finally hit
Until
it.
you if you finally hit it. If it's never happened in the history of the Super Bowl.
59 of them, it hadn't happened.
That's right. That's a long time for a shutout to not have. But maybe we get it next Sunday. But we're going to get to a break here in a second. Before we do that, let me remind you, perfect time, maybe this weekend into next week, head down to Olive Branch, check out Frontier Western Store. Family owned and operated since 1967, Frontier Western is your one-stop shop for all the biggest brands in Western wear. They're the one-stop shop for Carhartt in the Mid-South, but they've also got you covered with plenty of other brands when it comes to shirts, shorts, jeans, outerwear, whatever you're looking for, they've got it in stock. If you need a new pair of jeans, Frontier Western is the place you need to get to. They've got all the brands from Ariat all the way down to Wrangler, and you'll love how easy it is to find the perfect size and style for you. While you're down there, check out Frontier's world-famous boot showroom. Whether it's work boots or dress boots, Frontier has you covered for the entire family with plenty of in-stock proven classics like Ariat, Dan Post, and Wrangler, and that's just to name a few of the many different boot options they have in stock. At Frontier Western, their pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know you'll be getting the best deals. Head down to 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Check out the entire selection. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for Frontier Western Store. Let's wrap up the second hour. When we return, we're talking the Tigers. Greg Gaston, he joins us next.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar-based. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to baste or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Room's got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Well, good afternoon. It's starting to crank up pretty good now through Midtown. It's busy around here this afternoon. It has been the last couple of days. 240 looks like it's gotten heavier over here at Mill Branch, pushing on out to 385 as you get on to Bill Morris Parkway. So far, so good out towards the Collierville area. We're not completely out of the woods yet with some of the snow and ice on some of these back roads. Again, be careful. That's all going to freeze over again tonight. Valentine's Day will be here in 2 weeks, so hurry on over right now to Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Memphis's original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Thursday afternoon. We're about to talk some Tigers, but we have some Grizzlies news just coming out as we start the third hour. Nothing crazy, but Grizzlies PR putting out the status report for tomorrow's game against the Pelicans. Ty Jerome has been upgraded to doubtful. So now we start... as DeMichael Cole tweets out, the tease begins, and we'll see how long it is until we see Ty Jerome out on the court in an actual regular season game for the Memphis Grizzlies. But let's go ahead and talk some Tigers. We do it at this time every single Thursday afternoon with Greg Gaston.
From the Tigers sideline, it's Tigers Talk with Memphis broadcasting legend Greg Gaston. Hear Greg weekday mornings on Sports 56 Mornings, along with Eli Savoy from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. On Twitter X at Greg_Gaston. Here's Greg with Bryant and Brett.
Greg Gaston joins us now to talk Tigers. You can listen to him every single weekday morning on Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli from 7 to 10 a.m. Greg, thanks so much for joining us. A lot to talk about. We got to talk some Tiger basketball. They're back in action tonight against FAU, a rematch against the Owls, but it comes after back-to-back road losses. What did you make out of that 0-2 road trip from the Tigers?
Good afternoon, guys. So first of all, can you believe that we're excited about Ty Jerome being listed as doubtful?
That's right.
It's the greatest basketball news between the Tigers and the Grizzlies.
Half full, baby, half full.
It really is.
Ty Jerome's doubtful. Man, I'm excited. What did I get
progress.
out of those? What did I take out of those two games? What everybody else took. It was depressing. I mean, not only did they lose, they were certainly never in that game against. Tulsa, it seemed like it got a little close there for a while, but then Tulsa pulled away. Wichita State, 2 double-digit losses. You combine the two scores, they lose by 32 total points. I know winning on the road is hard in any conference, but these are the Tigers we're talking about. I thought they would split the two. I think we talked about that last week, Brad, if I'm not mistaken. I thought they split the two, and once they lost that first game to Tulsa, which is the one I thought they'd win, I thought, yep, well, they're in trouble because I didn't expect them to beat Wichita State. Bigger, stronger team, not unlike Florida Atlantic with their bigs that they'll have going at it tonight with the Tigers at FedEx Forum. But, yeah, it's very disappointing, very depressing, 32 points combined, the 2 losses on the road, and now all of a sudden you look up and they're sitting in 7th in the American Conference. So not good any way you slice it, Brian.
No.
Greg, before we go any further, what time tomorrow morning for Stephen Goskowski?
He'll be on at 8:05.
Very good. 8:05 tomorrow morning. I know a lot of people want to be listening to that for a lot of reasons. Tiger fans, what he's doing for the baseball program, and the place he has in New England Patriot lore.
Oh, absolutely. And, I booked him before I even knew what was going to happen with this Belichick. Nobody knew, right?
Always better to be lucky.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to Gotti. It's been a while.
Yeah, and that's tomorrow morning. Greg, way back at 3:15, we do our top and not top stories every day, and I said tonight was a fork in the road, crossroads moment of the 8 years of Penny Hardaway, and for Tiger basketball, I think going way back to the sad ending chapter of Larry Finch. Look, we knew how it was going to end for Tick Price. It wasn't real ugly, but it was ending for Josh. We knew it. Got a lot ugly with Tubby, but it was probably time to move on from him. You could make a case that he didn't deserve some of the treatment he got, but it was the wrong hire, and then worth trying with Penny Hardaway. Do you think tonight is that seminal moment for Tiger basketball?
I cannot argue with what you just said at all. I can't argue it. I talked about it being obviously pivotal for this season, but what you said, no argument from me. You're talking about a team, obviously, that is in trouble. They're playing Florida Atlantic, a team that beat them by double digits in Boca to really start this swoon, and now you get them in home. It is not only a must-win, you have to make a statement, in my opinion. And if they go out there and lose that game, yes, seminal moment, who knows what it means down the road, if anything. But I'm not going to argue with you, Brett. And then you turn around and you have Tulane on Sunday. Tulane, I think, is a average at best team. Florida Atlantic, I think, is a good team, not a great team. These are all winnable games for Memphis, but you got to go out there and win. So, yeah, tonight I think I put a lot of importance on this game tonight. Eli was saying, just win, and he's right. Just do a little Al Davis and just win, baby. But I think they got to go out there and really make a statement. Let's see if they can match the physicality that Florida Atlantic brought to the table in the game in Boca, in which the Tigers did not have an answer. Let's see if we see something different from this Tigers team, or are they going to roll over and die? Let's hope that that's not the case.
All right, Greg, I asked this untidy question of Matt Infield on Tuesday. I'll ask it of you today. Without a win tonight, at what point do you think Dr. Scott, the athletics director, should start on maybe doing some background, some work on a prospective next head coaching list?
I think he's already done that, but I think that's by nature. I think he has those names for every sport in his back pocket. So in case anything would ever happen in any of the sports, that he's prepared to move forward. Charles Huff was a guy that he had already scouted out, was one of the guys that he was certainly going to consider, and obviously he gave him the job. So I think that has probably already started. Now, has he had the sit-down with Penny? I wouldn't be surprised if that hasn't already happened. And if they lose tonight, I can guarantee you that that'll be happening. What that means, again, doesn't mean it's the end of the Penny Hardaway era or anything like that, but there's got to be concern. You're the athletics director. The buck stops with you, and you have the power to be able to do whatever you need to do from a coaching standpoint. So I could tell you this. Penny doesn't like losing. Dr. Scott doesn't like losing.
No.
But they're losing right now. They're losing where they sit one game under 500, which, Brian, you probably know this. You got to go back to Cal's first year. When was the last time they were under 500, 19 games into the season? It's pretty remarkable how long it's been.
Yeah, you're going to have to go back a long ways to find that.
Well,
Yeah,
20-win seasons every year of the 21st century.
Every year. And certainly that's
worth something,
jeopardy.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's something to hang your hat on, even though people, I don't think, look at the 20-win season like they used to, but it's a lot better than...
I hang my Bear Bryant fedora on it, but maybe Earl Bruce's hat. Remember when Earl Bruce would wear the hat on the sideline at Ohio State?
Absolutely, I remember that. But it's something to say if you coach 7-8 years, whatever he's done. I think it's 8 years. He's in his 8th year. 7 years of 20 wins or more. That's an accomplishment. So you don't want to turn around and all of a sudden now you're under the 20 mark. But again, there's so much at stake. We know that they have to win the conference tournament championship to get into the big dance. They're not going to get in as an at-large. We know that the top two are automatically in the semifinals. What an advantage for the top two. And not only are they not in the top two, they're in 7th. So it's alarming to look at the standings. It's alarming to see what has happened to this team, especially on the road. At home, you have to win these games. You absolutely have to handle business. And I can't even imagine what that discussion will be like tomorrow. The only thing that probably will limit that discussion from a fan standpoint, at least on my show, probably on your show as well, is that we're still dealing with the ice and the snow, and a lot of people are working from home and maybe not catching our shows like they normally would, because it will be Katie bar the door if that happens. I expect them to come out and play well because I've seen them in pockets play well. I have seen that. You have seen that. But it's just been so infrequent and inconsistent within games itself. Absolutely. You cannot. And you don't know who he's going to throw out there. And the statements he made after the game against Wichita State are still a little bit puzzling to me, like some of the other statements he has made. So I have no idea who will throw out there, what the rotation will be, if he'll limit it like he did in the second half against Wichita State when they actually started to play well and really outplayed the Shockers in the second half. But the damage was already done.
Mm-hmm. Greg, I went to the American Conference basketball tournament bracket. It's not. There's a real prospect of it very much exists that the Tigers could play on the first day. That's winning 5 in 5 days.
Oh gosh, it's that is hard to comprehend. It really is. If you're the play-by-play man, which Dave Willosian is, that's more money for Dave. But if they make a run. But it limits going to the NCAA tournament, and that's everyone's goal. I heard someone this morning giving a lot of credit. Who was it? It might have been Kerry Miller on your show, with you and Eli this morning, talking about we got to give Stephen Pearl credit. No. We don't have to give Stephen Pearl anything. We know what you get credit for in college basketball. It's advancement in March. Right. No question about it. And to win 5 in 5, or other conferences win 4 in 4, we saw Connecticut do it that one year when they went on to win a natty. Of course, one of their many natties. It is very hard to do.
Very hard.
And nobody could even believe that we're talking about this, that they could be in a situation like this. I don't think they will in the end, but again, I've been giving them the benefit of the doubt all season long. Because again, I've seen spurts, but we've just seen it too inconsistent. And maybe we're just waiting. Maybe do we see 40 minutes of it tonight against Florida Atlantic? And how many times have we seen them fall behind early and not be able to, find the ocean from the pier with their shooting? That has been a big problem for this team. Turnovers have been a big problem.
That's no shot to Kerry. I think he's one of the best guests I've ever heard on a regular guest on any show ever in Memphis. And when does a guy sleep when you cover all of baseball and all of college basketball? Does he enjoy that 2 days off?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he has his little daughter, so I'm sure he's getting no time off. But thank you for the compliments of Kerry. I love Kerry. He's a great guy. But you're right. It's all your resume and where you fall in the history of coaches is what you've done in March and April. That's the bottom line.
That's right.
I mean, it's nice to string a lot of dubs together.
I'll give SLU and I'll give Nebraska and I'll give Miami of Ohio. Hey, you're having a plucky, great regular season. For everybody else that's really serious about it, it's about March.
It is, but think about this now. Miami of Ohio. Okay, it's an unbelievable run. I know they didn't play anybody non-conference, but you figure there's a hiccup somewhere, and I think there's probably a hiccup coming. But if they don't win their conference tournament, they don't go to the NCAA tournament. And then you think it's a failure. The season's a failure in that regard.
Well, it is.
That you were right there, and you didn't even make it to the tournament with all the hoopla. Now, Memphis has never really been in that position because most of the years, and we're talking about historically with Memphis, they do so much damage against non-conference opponents that they're in great position if they don't win their conference tournament title, or even if they don't reach the conference championship game, they get in and have gotten in a lot of times as an at-large. That's the Memphis program, looked at as one of the strong programs in the country, even though they are technically a mid-major and come from a conference that's outside of the power conferences. Mm-hmm. But we're starting to lose that.
Yeah.
We're starting to lose that because Memphis now is starting to think a little bit towards the other teams in this pathetic conference, which is, again, hard to swallow. If they miss on a couple of guys in the portal, especially when he's putting together brand new teams, and I mean brand new teams, and you miss on a couple of the guys that you're spending the money on, that's a dead season. And you're not going to get in because of what happened in the non-conference. I give them all the credit in the world for playing that type of schedule. There's not a lot of teams in the same position as Memphis to play those type of teams, those opponents. Penny wants to play it. Ed Scott wants to play. All the coaches really in the past have wanted to play that schedule. And that's what has put Memphis on the national map, plus all those winning seasons, what Cal did, and those trips to the Final Four that they've had over their history. But now you start to wonder because Penny is not going to be able to get those top-tier players like he used to because of the money. Financially, it's a battle of greenbacks. So all of a sudden now, it's not a sure thing that you're going to be able to take care of business in non-conference, meaning you don't have a multi-bid league that you play in because how bad this conference is. But what you don't want to see is Memphis take that swoon, which they're doing right now, where they're playing to the level of their competition or even below it in some cases as they sit in 7th place in the American Conference. That is something that you can't stand for.
That's right. Well, we talk Tigers every single Thursday with Greg Gasson. It's brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis. They have serious vans for serious work at 4430 American Way. They're the Mid-South source for cargo, passenger, crew vans, and custom chassis. Need one or full fleet, new or used? They've got it with fleet solutions and custom upfits. Certified techs keep you moving with fast maintenance, repairs, a large parts inventory as well. Mercedes-Benz Van Center is your Sprinter van headquarters. Give them a call, 901-237-9302 or sprintervans.com. Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis, part of the Tag Truck Center family, driven to keep you on the road. Well, we have some news with Tiger basketball for tonight's game. Some good news and some maybe not so good news. I'll start with the good news. The injury report is out, the availability report out for the American Conference. Kanan Carlisle, who was the leading scorer for FAU in the first meeting. He is questionable for tonight's game for FAU. But for the Tigers, Doug McDaniel, Hassan Abdul-Hakim, and Sincere Parker all listed as questionable for tonight's game. Now, Jason Munns on social media has updated this. He said Sincere has been on the court for the past 45 minutes or so, was first on the floor actually, but unclear if he's available tonight. And then just about a minute or so ago, tweeted a video of Doug McDaniel out warming up, said, Doug's on the court now. I believe he'll play. Things are a lot different, especially if you don't have Doug McDaniel on the court tonight.
Yeah, and Doug McDaniel got hurt in that Wichita State game. And when you're dealing with a concussion or concussion-like symptoms, you got to be extremely careful. So that is not a surprise that he was on that list that you just read. But again, if he gets the clearance and if he's out there practicing before the game, it doesn't necessarily automatically mean that he's got that clearance, but I would assume that he has. And that's good because you need Doug McDaniel, and you need Doug McDaniel to play well. As far as Sincere Parker, look, Sincere Parker is a scorer. They don't have a lot of scorers. They don't have a lot of shooters, quite frankly. But as far as scores are concerned, Sincere is a scorer. I think it's advantageous for them, even though he's been coming off the bench, to have him available. He missed the last game, so hopefully he'll be able to go. With Hassan, he's an interesting cat because I think he's one of the guys that Penny has, quite frankly, been disappointed at with his motor or lack thereof. So if Doug goes and Sincere Parker goes, look, I don't know how you limit the rotation because Penny talked about the guys that ran the show in the second half at Wichita State, and he said, I got to go with these guys, and he said, it's not necessarily my big money guys. Well, I don't know if he said that in that terms, but that was the concept. And he had Aaron Bradshaw out on the court, and he had Zach Davis out on the court. Two guys who reportedly are two of the highest paid players on the team. Doug McDaniel got hurt, or he would have been out there. He also is one of the highest paid players on the team. So I don't know how this rotation is limited, but I think with those two guys, if they're available, obviously they're going to go, and I think that gives them a better chance to winning that game tonight.
Yeah. Well, going back to the first time these two teams met on the road down in Boca Raton, it was kind of one of the few games this season where the Tigers have shot the ball well. They went out there, shot 42% from three, made 12 threes. It was really the hustle categories, the rebounding, block shots, different things like that really changed the game for Florida Atlantic. You can't allow that to happen tonight. How can the Tigers, after being out-rebounded the last time they played this team by 17 boards, how do they do a better job tonight and try to neutralize that?
Well, it's going to be tough. They got clobbered on the boards at Wichita State.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's got to be disheartening to shoot the ball, like you said, Brian, at Florida Atlantic, knock down the threes, not be I think maybe they were equal in three-point shooting, both teams, and still lose the game and lose convincingly. That's scary because Memphis is not a great shooting team, as you guys know. So to be able to duplicate that tonight is going to be very hard-pressed to do. So what do you got to do? You got to beat them in the hustle. They weren't beating them in the 50-50 balls. They weren't beating them in the physicality in Boca. Can you find that? This is now a challenge to these guys. This is not something you learn. This isn't something you go to the lab and learn how to do, playing physical, getting in good position for a rebound, hustling, getting 50-50, winning 50-50 balls. This is about effort now. And we hear Penny all the time talking about effort. So, quite frankly, Brian, are we going to see the effort tonight? Nobody knows until they roll out that ball and we watch this game to see if Memphis now, how much pride do they have? Are they ready to make a run over the course of the next 6 weeks, whatever it is? We'll see that tonight, but that comes with just wanting it. It's not something you learn and practice. You just got to go out there and want it more than that opponent tonight.
No, you absolutely do. Last thing for you, it's kind of been quiet on the football side of things. I know you had the defensive coordinator Seymour that was supposed to come over, take the job at Georgia Tech. There was a lot of reporting done that they were finalizing a deal with a different defensive coordinator. Nothing announced yet. Any concern there of maybe that deal falling through and something happened with the defensive coordinator position?
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention, like you said, because it's been all quiet on the Western Front. I thought that deal was done. So if it's not done, and we're talking about several weeks after, I would be concerned.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been. I think the last thing I remember, I need to go back and double check, was that it was being finalized. I don't think the football team has ever announced anything official.
That's interesting. Yeah, I thought all along everything was signed, sealed, and delivered. If it's not, and there's a snag, sure, you'd be very concerned. But hopefully, it's just a matter of dotting the I's, crossing the T's. I like who they got as a replacement, having had that background with Charles Huff, so they know each other very well. I mean, it really was. It was tough to lose. Was it Seymour?
Seymour, yeah.
Who they lost?
That's right.
It's tough to lose him when Charles was fired up. He came on Sports 56 Mornings and said he thought he was like the best defensive coordinator in the country. And then all of a sudden, Georgia Tech must have heard that. Because they said, here's a lot of money, we're taking him. But I think they feel pretty good about, is it Lindsey? I'm trying to do this off the top of my head.
Lance Guidry.
Guidry. I think they really like him. So hopefully there's not a snag, Brian, but that's news to me that it's not a done deal. Other than that, it has really been quiet. We know how many players they're able to get in the portal. It doesn't mean that they're done yet. We also have not heard an announcement yet on dates for spring football and the spring game. I would imagine that's going to be coming pretty soon, if not next week, certainly by the week after, because I would think they would probably get going by the end of, maybe the beginning of March, maybe the end of February, depending on how Charles Huff likes to run it.
Greg, also put out some feelers and find out when they think the full American football schedule release will be made. We know some of the non-conference. We know all the non-conference games: UNLV, Arkansas State, Boise State, and UT Martin, but nothing on conference. See what you can find out when they think that will be released as well.
I will check on that. I'll also check on if Soar the Eagle is a real thing, because we have not yet seen Soar the Eagle. We just know about him.
What are you trying to tell me? It's like Lane didn't have a dog. We don't have Soar the Eagle.
Whoa.
What's next? Wrestling's fake?
Well,
yeah. Is Robert Parra real and not a robot? I mean, there's a lot of things we have to figure out, but I will inquire about that for you, Brett.
Thank you.
Greg, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Thursday.
Sounds great, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Greg.
Did Soar the Eagle really deserve that strike?
No, I mean, what has Soar ever done to y'all?
No kidding. I mean, in wrestling sure didn't.
Soar has been the greatest ambassador for the American Conference that we've ever seen. And then
got a team 11 seed in the college football playoff.
That's right. That's right. I don't know what else he did, but hey, he was there. And again,
jaded sports guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have your logo on the side of all the referees' hats in American games. So I mean, how can you talk about Soar the Eagle like that?
Right.
I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I am. I
don't think you are. I don't think you really are. That's right. Yes. Hide in shame of Soar the Eagle. But I would like to see Soar around more. I feel like we're missing out on
the first three games for Tiger football next year: at Vegas, home against Arkansas State, at Boise.
Yeah, that's not easy. That's not easy at all.
Charles Huff can be a legend at 3-0, can he?
Yeah, well, I mean, there is certainly no gimmies there. And I mean, you talk about those are the two teams that have played in the Mountain West Championship game the last 2
Martin,
years.
That's 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, you could absolutely get out to a 4-0 start, and the excitement goes to a completely different level with those type of opponents, especially with UNLV and with Boise State, both road games. You get both those road wins, I think would be huge. Well, before we get to a break, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsor. It's Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984, and their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out those brand new models like the Range Rover Sport, the Range Rover Velar, and the Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. It's a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility, with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today, get special 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender. It's available in multiple models to fit your needs. It's built for the modern explorer, and Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. give them a call, 877-259-6169. Go online, JaguarBluffCity.com. Check out all those models, but head out there. Maybe not today, but over the weekend, next week, when we start to really thaw out, test drive those vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quince for Bluff City Jaguar. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show?
No!
Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time, free gun rentals with purchase of ammo, and members lounge access. Top Gun, 2770 Witten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every dollar you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Your Memphis Tiger men's basketball team returns to FedEx Forum for an American Conference matchup Thursday, January 29th at 7 o'clock as the Tigers collide with the Florida Atlantic Owls. Wear blue, show your Tiger spirit, and pack out the Forum as Coach Hardaway and his team host a pivotal conference game. Get your tickets now by visiting GoTigersGo.com/tickets for more information and to grab your seats today. Go Tigers Go!
This traffic report brought to you by City Center Liquor just off Highway 70 in Lakeland. Local, friendly, and always fully stocked. For a 5% discount, tell them Sports 56 sent you.
Sports 56 traffic.
Well, good evening. We got a couple of accidents that are still getting some attention out here. We're still worried about some of these routes that are still ice and snow covered. That's all going to freeze over again tonight. We're hoping the next couple of days things are going to get a little bit easier out here. Again, it's moving right now south of Memphis, but it's been terrible down in certain parts of Mississippi with certain routes still closed because of snow and ice. Hey, Valentine's Day is going to be here in the next couple of weeks, so shop local this year and save a lot of money at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant, Brett with you. We've got about 30 minutes left in today's show. We have more injury news when it comes to the Memphis Tigers. We talked earlier, if you missed it, with Greg Gaston. The American basketball availability report came out. Kanan Carlisle, who was the leading scorer in the first game between Memphis and FAU, is questionable. Not sure about his availability tonight. But for the Tigers, 3 players on the list: Doug McDaniel, Hassan Abdul-Hakim, Sincere Parker, all 3 on that list. Now, our friend Jason Munns, who will be with us tomorrow afternoon, as always, he's doing great reporting. He's already out there at FedEx Forum. He has laid eyes on Sincere Parker. He said he was the first guy out there, but did say he does not know if he will play tonight. Posted a video of Doug McDaniel and said he does believe Doug McDaniel will play tonight. I've not seen him give any updates on Hassan Abdul-Hakim, but the most recent update from Jason Munns says he tweeted out 3 minutes ago, also haven't seen Curtis Givens III on the floor for pregame warm-up, so he appears to be a question mark for tonight. Again, he was not listed on the availability report. Wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't play. He then quote tweeted that a minute ago and said, yeah, no Givens tonight. He's sitting on the sidelines during warm-up. So we know for sure, it sounds like, Curtis Givens III is going to be out tonight. Question marks on 3 guys that have played pretty key roles at different times this season. So Tigers could be down a couple guys tonight, and certainly if you're without Doug McDaniel, who's been the one constant in the starting lineup this year, that changes a lot tonight against FAU.
What has this done to the point spread?
That is a great question, Brett. Let me go to a sports book. I'll just go to the first one I can get to, which is FanDuel, and let's see what it has done to the line tonight. Memphis still favorite with this news out there. Memphis a 1.5-point favorite still. I know it was two. It had gotten 2.5 when we picked it earlier, so maybe starting to move into FAU's direction. But Memphis holding as a favorite, even with some of this injury news out there.
So Vegas not that scared.
No, I guess not. I think obviously they are not boots on the ground like we have with Jason Munz and the great reporting. I'm sure they're probably keeping up with what he's saying.
They're pretty close to it.
They are pretty close to it. So, it looks like it looks like Doug's going to play, which is very important. Sincere, I think, if you're talking about the levels of importance of that guy needs to be on the floor, with the three guys that were on the injury report, I think it goes Doug, Sincere, Hassan Abdul-Hakim, and it sounds like Doug's going to play. I think if Sincere's out there, I think it means pretty comfortable that you feel decent that he's going to go tonight, and then we don't know about Hassan Abdul-Hakim. So I think you have those guys out there. I think not much would change from a gambling standpoint.
Yeah, this is a big one tonight.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like it might be with limited roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you don't have Chris Givens out there, which sounds like you're not. I mean, Chris Givens, he's dealt with a lot of injuries this year, but he's been really good when he's been out there. He's given you some good minutes. He's given you some good production scoring. He's been a good option defensively, and really when you talk about those hustle categories, you talk about being the aggressor. Curtis Givens has been one of the guys that I've seen get out there and get on the floor for loose balls, as tried to dive and save balls. I can't say that for everybody on this team. And so when you're talking about wanting to go out there and be the aggressor, Curtis Givens III is the guy that I look at of, hey, he can really inject that into a team, and if he's not going tonight, you're certainly losing that, and that's going to be the big thing tonight, because FAU has that confidence of, we can come out here and punk you. We've already done it once. We can do it again, and so they've got to come out. We've talked about it so many times this year of the Tigers coming out slow. They can't do that tonight. I mean, I think it needs to be a really fast, a really strong start tonight against FAU.
And this is one of the bigger reasons why Vegas, they're so plugged in, they're so good. Breaking right now, the American Gaming Association. Who knew?
Okay.
Wow. There's a job in Washington you'd love to have, be the chief lobbyist for the American Gaming Association. Really good treatment. They're expecting $1.76 billion to be bet on Super Bowl 60.
Wow. Okay. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me at all.
I'm trying to get a breakdown of legal versus not.
I did see, and I thought it was interesting.
Might be the first Super Bowl where there's been more legally than not.
It really could be. I did see, though, and I don't know where I saw it, but some reporting being done that the NFL not allowing some of these prediction markets like Kalshi and there's a couple other brands out there that have gotten very popular. They're not allowing them to do advertisements throughout the Super Bowl and throughout Super Bowl week. Which I think is interesting. Obviously, they've kind of been one that has kind of been out there, and people don't really know what to do with it. But
what do they think? It's just going to go away?
I have no idea. That's what I'll be honest. I used because in Tennessee you can't bet on the more exotic Super Bowl bets like coin toss and anthem and
exact
halftime, sure, different things like that. So I used Kalshi, however you pronounce it. That's what I used last year during the Super Bowl for the more exotic bets that I wanted to place.
Do you have anything right now that shows you some of the exotics? Do you have anything that would show, like, for instance, if somebody wanted to wager on a shutout in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm sure I can find that. I don't know if I can find the more exotic of the bets in front of me, but let's see if I can find.
And I said the lowest score ever, 3 by the Rams against the Patriots, 13-3. Also, Cowboys beat the Dolphins 24-3 in New Orleans in the first. Was that the first or second New Orleans Super Bowl? Maybe the first, and the coldest ever.
Interesting. So I'm just scrolling through and looking, I do see a team exact score. Now, Brett, I'm going to assume that you think the team that's going to be shut out is the Patriots.
Fair enough.
I'm going to assume that you think the Patriots are going to score 0 points.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would be, according to, what am I on right now? FanDuel, that would be plus 5,000. Not as big as I thought it would be. For something that has
Pretty
never
nice.
happened, I mean, it's pretty nice. It wins you $500, you bet 10. But for something that's never happened,
I got $10
ever in Super Bowl history,
Yeah.
I think you're going to get more than that. But hey, 10 to win 500, like, I'm not sneezing at that at all. Like, that's
Boy, that the crusher there would be that old fourth quarter just to avert a shutout, tack on a field
Right,
goal,
yeah.
lose 31 to 3.
Yeah, you're down 31-0. You're just like, what the heck? Let's just get some. We don't want to be the first
Yeah.
team ever to be shut out in the Super Bowl. Just send the field goal kicker out there. So, I don't know, but with these field goal kickers, Brett, and conditions will be a lot better in Santa Clara. But I don't know. We had some missed field goals in the AFC Championship game. Run that
It was a
field goal kicker out there.
low-scoring game last time in Santa Clara between Denver and Carolina.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So I don't know, Brett. You might be onto something. I'm not putting it past you.
Stay tuned next
Stay
week.
tuned. I'm gonna see if I can find some more bets like that on some different books and see what
I've
they're
had
showing.
good feels the last 2 years.
You have. I cannot. I can't put past the feels you've had around the Super Bowl. You've kind of been on it. So
I think this Patriots team with Drake May at this point in his career is more like the Tony Eason team that got hammered by the Bears than even Bledsoe and Tuna and any of the Brady teams.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I
don't think they're that good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I think they've gotten really lucky this year at times.
We'll get everybody's pick next
will.
week, too.
Yeah, that's going to be
Don't forget
fun. Now, again, we know where Keith's going. We'll ask him. We'll still ask him.
We do.
But I feel very, very confident that Keith is going to go with his beloved Patriots, and I can't blame him at all with that. So, no, the next week will be a lot of fun with Super Bowl week. I'm excited. We'll find somebody. Maybe that'll be my. I'm gonna get somebody on our Pro Bowl coverage. It's not gonna be any of us, but Landon, you're volunteering yourself.
I guess out of us three, somebody's got us, so I'll do it.
We need a strong 20-second package on it.
Yeah, I need.
I'll get you 15
from the assignment. Yes, we need 20 seconds.
We'll produce it. We'll have you some music in the background. But
I'll find a Pro Bowl theme.
I need something on the Pro Bowl next week.
I remember watching a lot of Pro Bowls.
Oh, yeah.
But I never ever remember taking one seriously.
No.
like I would baseball All-Star games or even NBA All-Star games at one point.
Yeah, I mean it is always certainly different, but it was always there. You always knew. You got the week off between the conference championship and the Super Bowl. That Sunday, the Pro Bowl is going to be there. There's going to be guys out there, and they're going to be playing some sort of version of football.
I don't think I ever bet on it. I sure hope I didn't.
Now, Brett, I've been laughed at and ridiculed by some for the things that I've bet on. I do not think I've ever bet on a Pro Bowl.
No, I don't think I have. I hope not.
Now, NFL Pro Bowl. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying I've never bet on a All-Star game.
Oh, I've definitely.
Yeah, but I've never bet on a Pro Bowl. Game. Yeah, I've bet on a lot of basketball All-Star games. Just take the over. I mean,
I bought
points.
I bought the last square one time on a one-time winner on an NBA All-Star game and hit it.
Huh? Interesting.
And needed the cash.
I was about to say, Brett, I don't know if I've ever heard of that. That's crazy. In an All-Star game? Wow. That's
and didn't pay by quarter or half. One winner, and it was one and got dogged into it. And at the time, really didn't need to spend the money on it. I said, all right, I'll do it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, you got me beat on that one.
Won.
Yeah, you got me beat on that one. I mean, congratulations for the win. I'm always here to celebrate winners, but
we've got to celebrate winners.
Look, if you're not going to celebrate your own winners, who's going to celebrate them for you? That's why
right.
I try to celebrate other people's winners because I
I'm
want
to say
some people to
All-Star
celebrate
game 1990 or so, NBA All-Star game.
That's crazy.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
That's crazy. I will. I will never do that. I'll be completely honest.
Needed a W.
I will never be doing that. That is insane. But yes, the squares will be popular next week.
I had to explain to someone this week about squares. They did not know. And smart girl sports fan friend of mine.
Yeah,
she didn't know what squares meant.
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't up until 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't know what they were, and
I think I bought a square in like 6th grade.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't familiar with them, and it was back when I was working at ATC, and my manager, she came in one day. She was like, "We're doing squares. How many do you want?" And I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And she had to explain it to me, and I was shocked. I was not familiar with this world.
There's nothing like getting into a new all-star Chevy Silverado to start this new year in drive. Every new 26 Chevy Silverado you can imagine right there in Olive Branch. All the snow and ice are off of them. Head down Highway 78 and take a look at all these beautiful vehicles with January deals that add up to thousands in savings and financing as low as 1.9. Your good credit deserves it, and you get it at All-Star. Military and first responders always get that extra $500 bonus off. Drew Dupree, so have that as long as he has that dealership. I can guarantee it. If you've been looking for a new 26 Traverse with a third-row seat, they're right there in Olive Branch for the best selection of barely driven certified Chevys. All-Star, it is spot on. A nice Yukon, so many Silverados, so many Suburbans. Come check out the huge selection of All-Star certified Chevys and the hottest pre-owns in the area right there in Olive Branch at All-Star. If you have any vehicle you want to sell, whether you bought it there or not, bring it to All-Star and you'll get the most money back for it. Together, let's drive to All-Star down Highway 78 to Olive Branch. Don't miss the start of the New Year in Drive event going on now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. For more information, you can always go to allstarautogroup.com, and everybody at All-Star, a hearty Go Tigers tonight.
Absolutely. Brad, did you watch any Brooksy today on the PGA Tour?
I did. I've got some thoughts on Brooks, on Big Brooksy.
I love it. He was handing out hugs to start his round. He was hugging it out.
Treated like he's returning from the war years or something.
No, he definitely is.
Did he go to live for free?
No, he didn't. He did. Well,
he still has the great wife, right?
He has the great wife. He has a great bank account.
Why are we treating Brooks Koepka like he's made some sacrifice?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And you're right. It was
hug fest.
It was Passionarian hugging.
It was.
Wasn't it?
He came out and was just hugging it out with everybody. I love. I'm glad
a guy who's told everybody through the years to stick it.
That's right, and also has told everyone how much he doesn't actually like golf. He's just figured out he was good at it.
No kidding.
My favorite thing has not been anything with Brooks Koepka. I don't have the quote in front of me, and I wish I did. But Patrick Reed, who is now going to try to make his way back,
you are all in my most much time
Okay,
notes.
well then I don't want to give too much away. But it's
I feel bad that I even have this in my notes. So I'm gonna call my shot now that I feel terrible that I have it in my notes, because I think people, for whatever reason, they want to, in their own solitude and solemnity, if they want to reach out in prayer about anything, you should. I mean, hit those knees.
Sure.
But Patrick Reed telling us that he prayed about it, and that's why he's coming back to the tour.
Right. Well, and my favorite was he said, "I've always been a more traditional guy, and I've always been a tour type of guy."
What?
If that was true, we wouldn't be having this discussion. You'd still be on the tour. I mean, what are we talking about?
It's like these people were made to go play the single A version of the World Golf Tour.
It really is. I mean, it is incredible, and kind of the amnesia that they want people to have.
That's the power of Rolap. Rolap's got so many friends through that NFL office. He can finesse that media, and he's doing it with Tiger.
No, I think he absolutely is. But we need to get to our final break of the day. When we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Mo's Crunch Time.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. With over 175,000 cars served in our drive-thru, 4,000 online pickup orders, and 1,500 party packs delivered to offices and events every year, Corky's is your trusted go-to barbecue for parties. Our party packs start at just $6.99 per person. You can choose 1, 2, or 3 meat combos, pick your favorite sides, and as you know, Corky's always gives you plenty of food, so you never worry about running out. Whether it's pickup or delivery, we've got you covered. Corky's makes it easy to impress your guests. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to order for your next gathering today.
Encore flavor, Corky's barbecue.
To NST, it's never just another case. It's your shot at getting life back on track. Real help, real heart. 35 years and still winning. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or go online at nstlaw.com.
Ken Garland, you are in your 72nd year of business. Your son William is now joining you. What do you think is the key to your longevity in the building business?
My dad started the business in 1965, and I think being on the job sites daily and being accessible to homeowners has been a key to our success.
You guys have a work ethic, as you like to say. You're not hiring people to be on the site. You guys are there every day.
We interact with the subcontractors multiple times a day on each job site. I think that has been a key, as well as using the same subcontractors 20 plus years in most cases.
When you talk about materials, what is the first thing you're thinking about when somebody comes to you to build a home?
We're just trying to meet the expectations of the client and the homeowner and the architect and give them what their dream is.
When you get a Ken Garland home, what do you guarantee?
We'll be there after the job is finished. We're still accessible to all our clients.
Now I need to know, how do I get a hold of Ken Garland?
You can reach us at kengarland.com.
You ready to take your pick from 2 amazing rides at $2.99 a month? Well, then get to Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. A Volkswagen that's just right for you. We Gossett. Take your pick, 2025 Jetta Sport or 2025 Volkswagen Taos S, $2.99 a month. You heard me right. You choose 2025 Jetta Sport or 2025 Volkswagen Taos S, $2.99 a month. We Gossett. Or how about 3 rows of seats, more room for all kinds of adventure in your new 2025 Atlas SEL, now just $4.99 a month. Or get $7,000 off MSRP. Remember, it's not a new ride if it's not from Gossett. So get to Gossett Volkswagen today, 1875 Covington Pike, or online, GossettVWMemphis.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
36-month lease, Jetta SM 104,280, MSRP 26,426, Taos SM 061,62, MSRP 27,011, Atlas SC 53,9,735, MSRP 51,546, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid to end of the month. Dealer.com.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need catering? Moe's Taco Truck is always ready to cater for you. Just give Jenny Nash a call at 901-606-3172. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Say you stand by your man. Tell me something.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest Crunch Time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
Goodbye!
It's obviously Crunch Time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com. It's your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, what I learned today, I'm just now learning this. Tony Finau had a hole-in-one on number 16 at Torrey Pines South Course earlier today. It's only the third hole-in-one in the history of the 16th hole, and it's the first time since Memphi and Lauren Roberts did it. How about that?
What? Wow. Great stuff.
I didn't have it for big numbers, so
I've had the
Here's what I
golf on.
learned
How did I
today.
miss all that?
yeah, I missed it too. I saw it afterwards.
Weather looked
so I
great.
didn't- no,
Shocker
it's
in San Diego today.
It looks beautiful out there.
It does. My time?
Yeah, your go.
What I learned, tears flowed last night for LeBron. I think they were very sincere because that's home. Cleveland is what he made and what made him. Miami was all about business, and the Lakers, I think, has been all about a vanity project for LeBron, for the Lakers, and the most vain group going, the NBA.
Yeah. That was fun last night, seeing LeBron go back to Cleveland, and they were rocking the throwback jerseys that were not throwbacks when LeBron was wearing them as a rookie. So it was a fun night. And then you had Naquan throwing down dunks. And,
Almost a Grizzly, LeBron James. It really was.
Yeah. How about that? I mean, that would have been insane, but he wasn't. And now he's out there doing
I
things
don't
in
think
LA.
Mike Heisley would have sold the team for $300 million.
No. I don't think so.
Might have been about $900
No,
million
I
there.
think you're right about that. Well, I could have done without today. It's the news that actually came out last night that Celtics star Jason Tatum is now reevaluating when he could return, and now it sounds unlikely that he will return at the end or towards the end of the season from that Achilles injury, and that's I don't think should surprise anybody. Get well soon, Jason Tatum. I think there are some people that are upset with him here in Memphis, but not me. I didn't think what he said was anything to worry about at all, or any shot to Memphis at all. So hopefully he gets back. But yeah, to say that he's going to be able to get back this year, I thought was a long shot. When it even happened, and they were saying it was going to happen, that he was going to come back, always a long shot.
I could have done without all those hugs and all the big flowery conversation around Brooksy being back on tour, and now Patrick Reed has gone to prayer over it. He's on the way back. Guys, the damage is done. Y'all wrecked the PGA Tour. I know Brian Rolap and Tiger are trying to rebuild it in their image, in the very much in the Tiger what was Scarcity Tour. But y'all destroyed a PGA Tour that we knew for a long time.
Yeah. No, I love those Patrick Reed comments. They're phenomenal. I mean, they are.
He did it without
unbelievable.
blinking. That's cold-blooded, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
But when
crazy.
you fall out with your own parents,
well,
what do you
that's
expect?
True. I guess that's fair. That's very fair. Where are you beaming tonight?
Game 250 of the Penny Hardaway regime. It's tonight as head coach of the Tigers. It was worth trying when they tried it. Tonight goes a long way to see if we keep trying.
Yeah, tonight feels like a big one for the Tigers. But me to this Big Ten matchup later tonight. Number 9, Illinois at home against Washington. You like draft prospects, you got him tonight. Keaton Wagler for Illinois has been really, really good. Hans Steinbeck on the other side, projected to be a lottery pick. Should be a fun one. 8 o'clock tonight on FS1.
Pistons at Phoenix, Oklahoma City at Minnesota, and who's going to make shots for the Tigers?
Yeah, it's going to be a good question, and with some of those injuries, it will definitely be something to watch. But that's all the time we have. Enjoy the rest of your night. Safe travels if you're going to the Tigers game. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits